Exactly. This is my true passion. I actually love gambling even more than movies. Yeah, it's true.
Really?
True. Yeah.
Nice, man. So excited to be back?
Of course.
It's been a while.
Always happy to be here. I was going to ask to use the guest bathroom, but I think World War III would break out, so I peed in the alley before I got in here.
Smart thinking. All right, man. We'll see you in there.
See you in a bit.
Richard Roeper is no longer... Well, they've actually canceled the show, but he left before they canceled.
Yeah.
You best know him as the guy who took over the Gene Siskel role, and Siskel and Ebert and Siskel. He's a movie critic out of Chicago. Good guy. We've gotten to know him over the years. Interesting guy. Bangs a lot of broads. I didn't know that until one of the interviews we did.
Yeah, that was that movie festival we did.
And brought a beautiful girl with him, and I think he gave her the heave-ho.
I know. They're not together anymore. She was absolutely gorgeous.
Guy's a real cocksman. Got to admit. I give it up to him.
You can't tell a cocksman by looking at him, necessarily.
Guys, are we bringing Richard in, or am I just going to vamp?
No, we're just going to talk about him.
Yeah, don't bring him in.
He sits out there.
Don't bring him in. We just want to talk about him. Oh, there he is. Look at this guy. Legendary cocksman.
Yes, sir.
I was reading the notes with you, and even said one time you were on the show, and I asked you about, like, famous women, if you ever banged them, and I actually mentioned when you banged, but you lied to me and said you didn't bang her.
I don't remember that at all.
You would never lie here.
No,
would
never.
You?
Of course not. I'm just careful where I'm sitting here because you just said, like, Tiger's mistress, like I'm 1 degree of separation away from Tiger.
You got on thick jeans. I wouldn't worry.
Yes, I do.
How you doing?
Great. Good to see you.
Once in a while, I actually get some emails from Roger's wife, Roger Ebert's wife. Yeah, we talk a little bit through the email.
Right.
And it is sort of sad that at the movies...
It's no longer there.
I guess it's a sign of the times. It's like everybody gets movie reviews off the web now. And
well, I mean, Roger got sick, so he couldn't do the show anymore. And then I did it for 2 years with various co-hosts. And we had some amazing people, guest co-hosts. I mean, like John Mellencamp was on there, which was kind of interesting.
But isn't that annoying to you? Because, you're like a professional critic in the sense that you work for a newspaper, you write about criticism and all that. I mean, was it annoying?
Well, it was surreal in some cases because some of these people came. Kevin Smith was really good. He was a good. Aisha Tyler, she was great. She knew her stuff. And then John Mellencamp was like, that one actress, that young actress, she's really good. What's her name? Like, that's Meg Ryan. Yeah, she probably have a career in the movie.
Yeah, I heard of her.
And then Fred Willard was on there, and he was just just like the guy he plays in the movies.
Right.
They kind of like.
But Kevin Smith makes sense in the sense that he's a director.
He's a director,
and he wasn't afraid to give his opinion. A lot of these people didn't want to say anything negative because they're in the business. So. Yeah,
right. It's sort of an unwritten rule. You need people to say something negative.
But having John Cougar Mellencamp is sort of like having Ellen on American Idol.
Yeah, but we just did it for 1 week at least. We were smart enough not to do it forever.
What is your game plan now, career-wise? Okay, so the big deal was at the movies.
Right.
That brought you to everyone's attention, including mine. Mm-hmm. And so now you're off that show. You left, and you left at the right time before the whole thing just got canned.
Yeah.
So that was good timing. So what is the game plan?
Well, as you mentioned, everyone wants to get their reviews on the internet now, so I'm just doing my reviews straight on camera for my website. You can richardroeper.com. It's as simple as that because I grabbed that name like 10 years ago.
So you don't work for a newspaper or
no,
anything?
No, I still
like
work at the Sun-Times.
You still work at the Sun-Times?
I'm doing radio in Chicago.
Now, what is that all about?
What is that? I don't know. You tell me. What is that all about?
I mean, what are you doing on the radio?
Starting in a week, it's a talk show. WLS, it's
like the biggest
powerhouse in Chicago.
That's huge.
Yeah.
And what time are you going to be on?
2 to 6 every afternoon. Ro Khan is the host of the show. He's been on for years, and I'm joining his show as the co-host.
So you will be afternoon drive on WLS.
Yes.
With this guy Ro.
Yes.
And you will work and do afternoon drive.
Right.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm very excited about it. So there's radio, the column, the books. I do stuff for the Stars channel. I do stuff for the Reels channel, which is a basic cable channel about movies. So I'm actually doing more.
The Reels channel?
Yeah.
And what do you do for them?
Movie reviews, talk about DVDs.
Is this the deal the guys were telling me about where you shoot it out of your house? You're your own cameraman?
That's the stuff I do for my website. Reels, I actually go to the studio and film stuff for them.
And the stuff for your website, you film yourself giving a review, you put it up on the web, and they pay you for that.
They do.
Good Lord,
they
that's a
actually
good
pay
deal.
you money. It's a great deal. I mean, you got a nice little setup with the lighting and the sound is all professional, but you only need just one camera. I go see a movie. I come home that night. You turn on the camera. You do the review. I ship it off to the professionals. They edit it, and it's on the site immediately.
Isn't it amazing? You think about radio, and I bet you a lot of guys on radio will be jealous of you because they would give their left arm to be on WLS in the afternoons in Chicago, and here's a guy who did movie reviews, and granted on TV and all that stuff, and all of a sudden you get the afternoon drive slot.
Isn't that great?
It is kind of cool.
But
that's why my dad told me never go into radio. Because some guy is going to come in with no experience to get a good job.
There's all these million-dollar guys in Chicago who aren't getting callbacks anymore. He has all these personalities, as you know, terrestrial radio. They've gotten rid of all that.
They have.
And I did radio a million years ago, but the way to become really valuable, it's like the Conan O'Brien thing. When you're not on the air, people think you're great.
Right.
So there was a bidding war between two stations in Chicago. I sat down with one of these guys. I'm like, have you ever heard me on the radio? Nah, that's not important.
Doesn't matter. You got name recognition.
Yeah, you're great. You're great. You'll be great.
But we don't know if you're great, right?
Well, I guess we'll find out.
I mean, you're good on this show, so it would stand to reason, though. But this guy wrote. Does he know how to work with you? Is he a rapport?
He's smart. He's good. He's been doing it for a long time.
Did you have a meeting with him? Like, go out and have dinner and say, "Gee, I don't know if we like." It's sort of like a crapshoot. When Robin and I were put together, a program director thought we'd be good together, but we at least had a little conversation over the phone to see if we could talk to one another.
No, we've known each other for a long time, and I've been on the show a lot, so there's some foundation there. Now, I guess the key is, though, like you guys always talk about, how much do you socialize, because you don't want to leave it off the air. You want to have all the best stuff on the air.
That's probably best.
Or you just spill the beans about what happened when you were together off the air.
I'm excited for you. Now, you mentioned Conan O'Brien. Did you write an article about any of that whole late-night nonsense?
Of course, everybody did. It was the best material ever, all that stuff. Are
you in the camp that says, hey, Jay didn't do anything bad, or are you in the camp that says Jay's kind of a scumbag?
Well, I'm in the camp. I know all your stuff with Jay, but, Jay's always been really good to me. And, in fact, we talked about when Roger got sick, the first guest host we had was Jay. I mean, he did us a real solid there, and he didn't, he was great about it. He's always been good to me. He's had me on his show through the years.
Right.
He continued to have me on even after I left at the movies. He wouldn't have the new hosts on. He'd have me on talking about movies.
Right.
As far as the situation that went on, I mean, I think they all got their talents. I think it's interesting that Conan became like the martyr in this thing because he wouldn't accept going a half hour later with the show, and he gets $42 million. He was never. If all the people who are upset about Conan actually watch Conan, he'd still be on NBC.
That's right. Yeah, it is weird that Conan just didn't get the ratings. But again, why is Jay? And I don't know how you feel about this. When I was fired from NBC, I didn't stick around and hope that NBC would somehow reinstate me.
Right.
I picked myself up, and I went to K-Rock. I went to another station, and I hated NBC, and I wanted to teach them a lesson. It seems no matter what bullshit NBC hands Jay, you're fired from The Tonight Show for no apparent reason. Maybe we'll give you a show at 10 o'clock. We don't know. 10 o'clock fails. All right, now we'll put you on 11:30. How come the guy doesn't have more pride and say, you know what, listen, they gave that show to Conan. I'm out of here, and let me go start somewhere else.
You have to ask him. I mean, I think he could have gone to 10:30 and gone on Fox, and I think he would have whooped Conan in the ratings, going up against him, actually.
Yeah, at 11:30.
11:30 in New York. Yeah, exactly. I think he actually would have beat him, but that's just the way he does things. He just keeps moving. He's unstoppable, Howard. He cannot be stopped.
This new radio contract you signed, now, is it a contract, or do they just hire you from week to week? How does it work?
It's a real contract.
It's a real contract.
For real money.
For real money. And how long before they know if it's working? You could run into a Conan situation where they don't give you enough time. Yeah,
I think they, in radio now, they get the ratings even more frequently than they used to, right? What did you used to get them, like quarterly or something like that? And I think they're now weekly or something like that.
Oh, so you'll know pretty soon how things are going.
I suppose so. We'll find out, right?
Now, who did Roe work with? Did they fire somebody?
He was on for years. Of course, you remember Steve Dahl and Gary Meyer were the big team in Chicago for years. And then Gary and Steve broke up, and then Gary was on with Roe.
Right.
But then that split up, and he's just been on with different hosts over the last couple of years.
So now you're
for somebody.
You're the permanent guy.
That's the idea.
All right. We saw on Oprah that Roger Ebert, who you worked with, he now speaks through a computer.
Right.
Have you spoken to the computer voice?
I have not spoken to him since he got the computer voice in his voice. So he used to have like this guy with the British accent or whatever.
Right.
And now I guess they've taken all these recordings of Howard from the years, because of course the show and everything of Roger.
Right.
And it's funny because they said a lot of the stuff from the show they couldn't use because Gene and I would always be interrupting Roger. So they had to find clean bits of tape to use his voice.
But you spoke to Roger when he was speaking through the British voice.
Yeah, and just like a generic voice as well.
How do you do that? You go to his house and he would type to you and you could hear him talk?
Absolutely.
And he's a quick typist.
He's very fast.
Right.
It's interesting because some people talk louder to him, and he's like, I didn't lose my hearing.
Yeah, right. So you spoke to the British.
People will write stuff to him, and it's like, I can hear you,
So you spoke to the British voice?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Was it weird speaking to Roger as a British citizen?
It's a little surreal,
right?
but you get used to it. It's still Roger. He still, communicates in the same way as His writing's like better than ever. I mean, he's talking about a machine. The guy, he's a tough guy. He's been through a lot.
He's got a pretty good attitude for a guy who's really been debilitated like that.
Much better attitude than I think I'd have in that situation.
I follow him on Twitter, and he's just all over everything. He's amazing.
He's
and his
a Twittering machine, too. He never stops.
Yeah.
Is he healthy now? I mean, is he done with cancer?
Yes.
He is.
Yeah, he's
got a clean bill of health.
I see him at the screenings. He goes to all, that's the other thing, too. He goes to all the movies, not just the ones you think Roger Ebert. I mean, he's at like Transformers 7 and all these piece of shit comedies at 7 o'clock with an audience, and I'm like, God love him.
Right.
He sees probably 8-10 movies a week. He's got a film festival coming up in
But it's sad, Here's a guy who had the gift of gab. He was a tremendous personality. I always loved having him on the show. It's sad, right? I mean, it's hard to be around.
It's tough. I mean, Roger loved to talk and loved to eat. He can't really do either right now.
What does he do? He eats through a tube or something?
A feeding tube.
Good Lord.
But,
how are you doing on the women horizon? You were with the most beautiful woman I ever saw. She's gorgeous, and you gave her the heave ho. I had no idea the kind of women that you were handling. I really never saw you as a ladies' man.
It's like the Jay Leno approach. You just stick around long enough. Everybody
so who are you with now?
Do
you have a girlfriend?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Is she hotter than that other one?
She's beautiful, smart, attractive.
Should have brought her in. I'd love to see who you're banging.
I think he wants to
bring
keep
her in this
that
county.
Is this one even younger?
I had her. She's not even in the country.
Will you bring her on your new radio show?
No.
You will not. You're going to keep her on the down low.
Yeah.
What does she do for a living?
A little of this, little of that.
What does she do for a living?
Little acting.
An actress?
A little bit of
Have we heard of her?
No, I don't think so.
What has she been in?
Here and there.
Why are you embarrassed?
I'm not embarrassed, though. I'm just protecting her.
Is it Roger Ebert's wife you're having an affair with? You down?
Yes, it's way out of my league.
You are a scoundrel.
Way out of my league.
Do you have nude pictures of your new girlfriend on your cell phone?
Yeah, sure.
Show them to me.
I left them in the green room. Is that okay?
Do you ever do anything like that?
I'll trade you.
I mean, you have this fame now. Did you ever take nude photographs with your girlfriends or video?
I think people got to be smarter than that these days, right? Because, the problem is like, I mean, I would hope that nobody would do this in my life, but they all share this stuff, all these text messages and sexting and pictures and video and stuff.
Did you ever try to be a filmmaker yourself? Did you ever try to become a director or a guy who was in the movies?
No.
How did you get into reviewing movies then?
I mean, I was always writing about movies and for the Sun Times. And when after Gene Siskel died, Roger went through that thing with all those guest co-hosts, and they kept looking for someone. So I just was on there once, and we had good chemistry, and it just took off from there. I didn't go to school to become a film critic, which I think is kind of bullshit anyway.
See, I thought it was kind of weird when they were mentioning me as a possible replacement for Simon Cowell on American Idol. And they said, well, he has no right to sort of judge people. Well, what are you talking about? I mean, I'm in radio. I've been involved with artists. I've put out record albums and things like that. I had the #1 selling album. I mean, what kind of credentials do you need? You don't have to be a filmmaker to judge films, do you?
No, you have the credentials. I mean, you have the best resume in the world to do that job. And I felt the same way. I mean, I've been writing my column. I've been doing critiques of pop culture things, for years and years before I was ever on with Roger. But it's like, I mean, everybody's a film critic. The key is to find someone who will pay you for your opinion. And are you good enough at expressing your opinion in a way that people will go, okay, even though he doesn't like the movie, it sounds like something I'd want to see, or I understand why he doesn't like it, or why this movie is great.
By the way, I read your column where you said my comments were crude, but you defendable, that Gabrielle Sidibe, it's true. What I was trying to say, and maybe I said it in a crude way, but you defended it, and I appreciate it. I was trying to say, where do you see obese women getting work in Hollywood?
Right.
Adam Carolla said to me on the phone the other day, I thought it was the best line. He said, if Gabby Sidibe weighs 340 pounds, it's probably around there. He says, women who weigh 140 pounds don't get work in Hollywood. Forget 340 pounds.
Oh, my God. You gain 5 pounds and you don't get a leading actress role.
Why does it shock people when I say there's no way that she can get work? Hollywood doesn't condone this.
You know what? I think people felt like, first of all, I think a lot of people didn't hear the original comments. Then they hear people talking about it. Half of these people who write about this stuff, they don't hear, or, the classic thing thing. They say it's taken out of context, but they thought you were just saying you're making fun of her, and you were saying, no, this is the way it is in Hollywood. And that's what I said in my column. How could you dispute that? I see these romantic comedies every week. It's the same damn movie
right.
about the career girl who can't find love. And, here's an example. This movie Valentine's Day that came out, right?
Okay.
Jessica Biel, who has maybe the best body on the planet.
Gorgeous.
She plays a lonely chocoholic in that movie.
Yeah.
That's what a woman who can't get a date on Valentine's Day, and she's commiserating with Jennifer Garner. Those are the people who can't get dates in these movies.
Actually, Gabrielle Sidibe would be terrific in a movie like that, but no one would go see it. No one would pay for it.
To Gabrielle Sidibe.
What is her name? Gabourey. I don't know her name. I don't even know. I like the movie Precious, but those roles come along once in a million. It's like Ernest Borgnine played Marty, the original sort of heavy guy, couldn't get laid. But, Ernest Borgnine was not a leading man. He eventually
was a great character actor.
A great character actor.
Went. Yeah.
And there are roles for character actresses. Somebody like Kathy Bates gets work, but they're never going to have...
Once in a blue moon.
Yeah, they're not getting the career that all the Reese Witherspoons and Julia Roberts had. And I think that was the thing, too, about that. People felt like they were exposed for their hypocrisy, because I thought, and I said this in my column, I thought it got really condescending at the Academy Awards and these other things when all these people kept saying, isn't she beautiful?
Right.
Like people like Zoe Saldana, who's like the size of a hummingbird.
Right.
And they're like, oh, Gabby's just free to... And those women, if they gained 5 pounds, would lock themselves in a room and vomit until they lost the weight.
Well, exactly
the best
right.
was Kathy Ireland standing on the run, the red carpet, saying, "You look beautiful tonight."
I don't even know if she even knew who she was talking to.
And talk about somebody who's unqualified. Kathy Ireland, was a beautiful woman, and she was just... I kept her mind. I thought she was going to be like saying, "I'm a cool mom," like in that movie. "I'm a cool mom. I know about all the kids. Here's that kid. Here's Zac Efron."
Well, here's the thing. I mean, you make the point. It is condescending. I feel because she was an overweight black woman, all of a sudden, all these celebrities were gushing and going, "Oh, isn't she wonderful and pretty and beautiful and welcome to our community?"
Fraternity.
Yeah, bullshit.
It's like the sorority.
They welcome in anyone into the fraternity.
Like the sorority of like 30 beautiful girls, and they're nice to the fat girl, but they never actually accept her into on Pledge Day. They're like, "Are you kidding me?"
Well, that was my point, and I think the reason it caused such shockwaves, people wanted to talk about it, and I enabled them to talk about it, but they did it through attacking me. Yeah. Isn't he a terrible person for bringing her up and saying this and this and that and the other thing? But you know me. What am I going to do? I weather a storm every week. It constantly happens. All right, you wrote a book. Let's talk about this because I think you have a gambling problem and you're disguising it with this book.
There you go again.
We talked to him about this, didn't we?
Yeah,
while
absolutely.
he was doing it.
Didn't you once? I'm talking about before you wrote this book about gambling.
Yeah.
And it's an interesting premise. You said for a solid month, every day I'm going to gamble.
Right.
And I think you wanted to set out to prove that you were going to lose. But you started to win. That was the problem.
Right.
Now, but even before you wrote the book,
yes,
didn't you in fact once bet? In fact, you won $22,000 at the Belmont Stakes. You bet $600 on a horse that had 35-1 odds.
Right.
That doesn't sound like a one-shot deal. It sounds to me like a degenerate gambler who would go around and spend tremendous amounts of money. $600 on a 35-1 shot. You weren't just doing that once. You were a gambler, weren't you?
How do you know that? How do you
I
know
have a feeling that you're a gambler.
Yeah, I mean, I've always been interested in the culture, and I've always, played poker and all that kind of stuff, but... I'm not sitting there going to Gamblers Anonymous, betting the house and all that stuff, although that's the name of the book, Bet the House.
Bet the House.
Yeah.
So you wanted to prove that what did you want to prove with this book?
I wanted to prove...
what is the premise?
What are you proving? What are you doing with this book?
I wanted to prove that I could do anything and get someone to pay me to write about it.
Well, you did it.
No, I think it's, first of all, I think that the actual... America's pastime isn't baseball or football or basketball. It's gambling.
Right.
We're a gambling-obsessed culture. It's been that way since the beginning of time. But you can do all sorts of gambling, anything from the horse races to the slots to March Madness and all that. So I just wanted to explore that and do different types of gambling.
You're making a very good point. Because people always have this argument. What is America's pastime? Is it baseball or football? And your point is everything you can gamble on makes it America's sport.
Do you think if they were able to actually ban all betting, do you think people would care about the Super Bowl as much as they do? March Madness, everybody filling out the brackets. The game was last night. Duke won, but they didn't cover the spread. And people who bet on Butler and took the 6.5 points, they don't give a shit that last shot didn't go in. They're like, right. I beat the spread.
Exactly. In fact, I'm not a big fan of watching football all year because I don't bet.
Yeah.
I'm not a gambling kind of guy.
Well, I used to wonder about the fascination of golf, and guys are gambling, betting on every hole.
Yeah. Every hole, they're gambling like crazy. If you go into a bar and people are screaming at the TV sets, yeah, they're fans, but it's because they got money on the game.
So you bet $1,000 for your book. You bet $1,000 every day that you had to gamble $1,000 minimum.
1,000, yeah.
What was the highest you wagered in one day?
Oh, 10 or 15 times that easily. I mean, I had close to $10,000 on one baseball game at one point.
All right, let's figure this out here. And you did everything: sports betting, stocks, blackjack, poker, you name it, you bet on it, right?
Yeah,
okay.
Everything from like the dog track in Kenosha, Wisconsin. You want to talk about a depressing
was this fun?
place? It was a lot of fun, but I mean, you go into like a dog track, Kenosha, Wisconsin, on a Monday afternoon, and the guy, the big fish fries this Friday, $7, all you can eat, and you see all these dads with these kids, and you realize it's like custody day, it's visitation day, and they're telling the kid, just tell mommy we went to the dog zoo again.
Right.
I mean, that's some pretty depressing stuff.
My dad used to drag me to the track, and you could just tell he was miserable. My mom would force him to take me every once in a while, and it was a miserable thing because I would gamble. My father had a system. And my system was to just look at a pole, and if I saw the number 8 or something, I'd bet on that horse, and it drove him crazy because I'd hit sometimes.
Well, really that's the thing. That's one of the things I get into the book. All these people have systems, and you see like the roulette wheel, and they have like these electronic things saying these numbers are hot, these numbers are cold, and it's like the numbers don't know they're cold or hot, or the slot machines, where people say that's my slot machine, it's due. Well, the slot machine doesn't know it's due. For
your book, one day you bet Artie Lang $1,000 on college basketball.
Yeah.
And you did this on purpose for your book, and
right.
And you describe Artie as the grizzled, corpulent, multiply addicted, and hilarious comic who's been a regular on the Stern Show. And you bet him, and you won the bet, the $1,000. And Artie paid up, right?
He did. Well, you remember, I called in and I let him pick too. I said, pick one of the games, and of course he picked the team that I was going to pick, and of course then he lost.
Right.
And he did. He sent me a check. He said, "Dear Fruity, here's your money."
He wrote, "Richard, here's your fucking money. Good luck with your book about gambling. You gave me a great idea for my second book. My second book will be about the dangers of gambling with someone writing a book about gambling." He says, "All right, man, I'm going to let you go. I know you're probably busy reviewing the new Hannah Montana movie. I would feel like such an insider if you could send me the review before it's published. I'm curious to know if it's something I could bring a day to or if something I could really enjoy with the fellas. Take care, Fruity." Artie Lang. So I feel like for the book, you bet frivolously. You didn't even put that much thought into it.
That's true. It was not a how-to. It wasn't like, here's what you do with your money if you really want to optimize your profits. It was, let's look at all the ways you can gamble in America. If I was doing a how-to book, I wouldn't buy $1,000 worth of lottery tickets. I wouldn't play the slots and all these other games.
And you wouldn't bet Artie Lang on a team that you thought was going to lose.
Yeah.
So,
well, no, I would still just let Artie pick, and I'd figure that'd be a sure thing.
But what you really found out after a few days, that the less energy you put into this gambling, you probably will do just as well. In fact, you were up. You were up money for where you should have been losing. You were winning.
Yeah, because you get, even as I'm writing about how the slots are terrible odds, I won. And the slot machines, that cracks me up too, because you see these billboards all over town, like in Vegas or Atlantic City, and it says 97% return on the slots, 96%. They're telling you, going in, that for every $100 you invest in the slots, you're going to get 96 back, and they're bragging about it, and people still go in there.
And yet, as much as you started winning. You gambled on the slots for 3 straight days. Am I correct?
A couple of days. Yeah.
And didn't you make a couple of $1,000?
I made $3,000 on one spin, and it's like all of a sudden the bells start going off and all that stuff, and they come out and they present you with the money.
And were you afraid this was going to be a shitty book because you're saying, my God, this is disproving everything. This is going to make maybe people gamble more.
I think I probably would have lost a lot of public sympathy. It was like, day 7, I win again. Hey, found $100 on the floor of the Bellagio.
I have a theory about this book. Because you were winning so much, that by the end of the month, you bet more and more amounts on crazier and crazier bets, because I think you wanted to lose so that you'd have a happy ending to the book where you could say to people, look, gambling doesn't pay.
Oh, that might be so, and I think it has a better kind of dramatic arc if you're up and down and you're just not winning all the time. Also, if I had just lost every day, that would be the most depressing book ever.
Right.
Day 15, moved back in with mom and dad. That's not a great book either. So you have some ups, you have some downs.
All right, listen, I got to talk movies. So, by the way, I should say the Richard Roeper's book, Bet the House.
What is the bottom line? Is did he ultimately lose or did he ultimately win?
Well, I don't give away the end of movies, Robin.
Let me give away the end. Should I tell or no? You really don't want me to tell?
No, I think you want to read the book and find out.
Because I'm dying to know now.
Check out Richard Roeper's website at richardroeper.com.
Yes.
And also, by the way, let me talk a little bit of movies with you, since that's the thing you're known for. That, okay. Here's your list of the favorite movies of last year. I always like doing this.
Sure.
All right. And by the way, I don't want to give away the end of his book. I'll just leave it at this. At the end of the book, he ends up robbing a 7-Eleven. All right. Your favorite movies of 2009. Mm-hmm. Brothers.
I haven't seen that yet, and I really want to see that.
Really
Brothers
good.
Was really great.
Yeah.
I don't know why it didn't
just
get
fell off.
the momentum.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Jake Gyllenhaal and Tobey Maguire.
I love that
Natalie
movie.
Portman.
They make all of I don't understand the movie business anymore. They make all of these movies that nobody sees.
Yeah.
Like it was Natalie Portman, Jake Gyllenhaal, and the
Tobey Maguire.
Spider-Man. Spider-Man. He didn't put on the costume, and I even
That
liked
was
it.
what was the problem.
Yeah, I was like excited. I said, "Oh, Tobey Maguire, he's going to get spider powers."
He gets sent off to war and he wins it in one day.
Right, he wins the whole war. But it was. They should do that. Why doesn't Spider-Man go and fight in Iraq or something? It would be a good movie.
Because Iraq is a real thing.
Oh, you can't do that? Well, Superman fought during World War II.
And yeah,
And
look
it
at
took
how
us
that
forever to
turned
win.
out.
Superman was a real
Almost
asshole.
ruined Superman.
So I think Batman went to Nam for a while.
Batman served in Vietnam for 3 years. Did 6 tours of duty. Brothers was a great movie. I don't understand. So what do they do with a movie like that? They make a great movie that nobody sees.
It got lost in the shuffle. They do this other thing where they wait till the last 2 months of the year to release all the Oscar contenders usually. So you have too many of these films. So
And you even rate Brothers higher than Hurt Locker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was better. Yeah.
I thought it was
intense,
great too.
you know.
Up in the Air, the cartoon.
Up in the Air is the Clooney movie. Up is the cartoon.
Up. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Although
Up
that
in
would
the
be
Air.
good as a cartoon, just a cartoon George Clooney.
I liked Up in the Air too. The
It's
Hurt
a
Locker.
really good movie, yeah.
500 Days of Summer. I saw that, but I don't remember what it's about.
I have never been able to get through that movie.
That was the one, the romance, and they kind of told it in shifting time, like you go to day 57.
Yeah, I thought that was really good too.
I thought it was good.
Yeah, there were a lot.
That's what I don't like movies that
Maybe
do that.
Robin will arrange it in order for you, so it'll be just 1 through 500.
I can't really argue with your list. Inglourious Bastards.
That was great.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah.
That guy the German was fantastic.
Yeah.
The movie Up, that's the cartoon.
Yeah.
I didn't see that in 3D, did you?
Yeah.
You saw it in 3D.
Yeah.
So that made a lot of money,
But you
right?
know, yeah, it made a ton of money.
Do you hate 3D as much? Like I
Yes.
love that. Did you like Avatar?
I liked Avatar,
Right.
But Avatar was actually, James Cameron had to wait for the technology to catch up to him before he
Right.
could even make this movie, right? So
Right.
he actually filmed it with 3D in mind. You felt like you were in that world of Pandora. I just saw like Clash of the Titans, for example.
Yeah, how
which-
is that?
It's a piece of shit. But, you know, you'd expect it to. It's Clash of the Titans. People kept saying, oh, it's a remake of the classic. I'm like, the classic with Harry Hamlin?
It was
Harry
horrible.
Hamlin's never been in a classic.
Yeah, don't
Stop
say-
saying those words in the same sentence. So, but the Clash of the Titans, they filmed it, and then in post-production, they add the 3D elements, and that never works. You get like a spear coming at you once in a while or something.
We don't need to see that
You
in
do not
3D.
need it.
In
And
fact, they
But
released
look
it.
at
They
what's
released it in
happening.
2D
Right.
also, so it's probably better to go see it in that if you really want
Most
to
of
go
these
see
movies
it.
are better. Yeah.
But what is happening is that all of these 3D movies are right now making a lot of money.
Exactly. For some reason, the 3D craze is back, and of course they charge more money. You know, admission's like $15-16.
Right.
And there's something like 70 movies coming out in 3D in the next year and a half. I
Right.
mean, you know, and pretty soon you're gonna get like Hot Tub Time Machine in 3D.
Yeah.
You don't need these movies in 3D.
Did you like Hot Tub Time Machine? I liked
loved it.
Yeah, me too.
I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, but it doesn't need to be in 3D.
No.
And it's not.
No, most of these movies don't need to be in 3D.
But they're talking, you know, I go into the theater to see Avatar, and I'm such a shithead. First of all, I wear glasses, so I had to put glasses over my glasses.
Right.
And I don't know. I found it very dizzying. I thought it was very dark, but it turned out like a shithead. I forgot to take off my
Yeah, he
sunglasses.
put them over his sunglasses.
So I saw the whole Avatar except for the last
you need
10
to
minutes.
see it again.
He's like, they have no sunlight on the planet
No,
Pandora.
I said, this movie's very dark.
dark movie.
It's shot in dark. And I said, oh, my God. I take off my glasses. There's 10 minutes left in the movie. I realize I'm wearing sunglasses. Like an idiot. But I like the movie, too. But I hope they don't just make everything in 3D. I'm not crazy about it.
Well, I mean, the problem is, okay, life's in 3D, but they always have to show you that they have 3D. And in real life, you don't usually have manhole covers flying at you every
That's true.
7 minutes. So every time it happens, it kind of takes you out of the story.
What is it? So Avatar was number 7. Number 8 was Adventureland? I never saw that. What is that?
Yeah, that was the one that was set in a theme park.
I
in
like
the
that
80s
movie.
with,
That was a
Kristen
good
Stewart.
movie. Yeah.
Kristen Stewart.
Kristen Stewart, the girl from the Twilight movies. Was
You think
in
she's
there,
hot?
yeah. Nah, I don't. Yeah, it's not my type. I mean, she's a cute girl, but
in a weird way, I think she's
unhappy
hot
all the time.
She seems sad.
She's really
very dark,
intense.
Very depressed.
Yeah.
An Education you liked. I liked that too. Great movie.
Nice.
The Informant. I don't know that one.
That was the one with Matt Damon. That's another one where nobody went to see it. He played based on a true story of like this corporate guy that was involved in all this subterfuge and stuff.
He was involved in espionage.
It's a really good
more
movie.
like corporate, when they were all
He was
kinds
a
of-
whistleblower.
Yeah, he was a whistleblower who was getting into trouble himself.
Right.
And Matt Damon was hilarious there. Put on the weight, had the cheesy mustache and the glasses and stuff. And
Yeah, I
just
wanna see that.
Really quick and funny. And it's another movie that nobody saw.
Nobody saw. They'll release it on DVD and no one will even get it. Right?
I think some of these movies sometimes get a second life a little bit on home video or DVD.
Is the movie business going to dry up? I mean, because you can't keep making this amount of movies, and the problem is, I think they make too many movies, and they all come out at once, and they all get lost. Is that true?
Well, I mean, no. First of all, I don't think the movie business is going to dry up. What's happening now is a lot of people are seeing them instead on demand. You got Netflix and Redbox and all that. But as long as there are teenagers who want to get out of the house, the movie business is always going to thrive. Kids don't go to a movie most of the time; they go to the movies just to get out and socialize.
But they don't go to see Brothers. That's the problem.
No, they all go. They go see a lot. Whatever the big movie is that opens, it's playing on 8,000 screens when it opens.
Did you think Sandra Bullock deserved the Academy Award as Best Actress for Blindside? No.
And I'll tell you why.
Go ahead, tell me.
Here's why.
Yeah.
All right, she's good in that movie, but here's the way I look at it. If people always say, well, you can't compare acting styles or performances, apples and oranges. 20 years ago, Meryl Streep, if she'd been a little bit younger, she could have played that role in Blindside. Am I right?
Yes.
You could see her playing that
That's
mom easily.
Right.
Could you ever see Sandra Bullock playing Julia Child? In
No.
Julie and Juliet?
No, I believe Meryl Streep
should have won. And you know what they always say now? Well, she's been nominated a million times before. So what?
That's the problem. They've just given the Academy Award too many times to Meryl Streep, but she is a phenomenal actress.
She's amazing.
She's like Mozart of acting.
She's the best.
I've never seen anybody who could become any person or anything. Yeah.
Amazing. Sandra Bullock was good. I mean, she was good in that movie, but it's the kind of, it was like when Julia Roberts won for Erin Brockovich. Based on a true life character, she gets all the snappy lines, she kind of hams it up, she steals the scenes, and the Academy goes, oh, that's an Oscar-winning role for her.
It seemed like not Oscar-worthy.
Those girls get it because they've given Hollywood so much. They make
That's
so
true.
much money.
Yes.
So it's like, giving them an award. They
and
must
also
be doing something
and with Sandra
right.
Bullock, she was always very popular, good reputation as being someone who gets along on the sets. And I think the voters also think she may never get nominated again. Let's vote for her this time. This is the one role that's right down the middle for her. She knocked it out of the park. She's never going to get a chance again.
It seemed like they just couldn't bear to give it to Meryl Streep one more time.
And Meryl will be nominated again next year.
Yeah, she gets nominated in years where she hasn't done a movie. They still nominate her.
When she played this Julia Child, it was
amazing.
I was like, how's she going to do that? And yet she's able to do it.
She gets way past just the impersonation, caricature type of stuff.
I know you don't get caught up in stuff like this, but you got to feel bad for Sandra Bullock. The best week of her life, and then she finds out next week that her husband's been fucking like not one, but like 20 chicks or something crazy.
Yeah.
And Nazism and Hitler and all this kind. She had to know some of this was going on.
It's amazing, though. I don't know. I guess she didn't. Well, especially as you've been saying, it's like it's not that she was married, but that she made such a big deal out of it too, and kept talking about I finally found the right guy. And you look at his track record, and you look at the women he's supposedly been with now. She's the one that doesn't fit into the mold.
Right.
Yeah. How do those
they all
two
look
hook
the
up?
same?
Yeah.
And now he's seeming kind of crazy, running to rehab, then running out of rehab. He seems really off the wall.
Yeah.
Are you in the
out
camp that thinks Sandra Bullock should get her head tattooed so that she'd be more likable to him and maybe he wouldn't cheat?
That'd be great.
Wouldn't that be great?
In that same respect, then Elin should get like giant implants and a porn career. Wouldn't that be great if they tried to make themselves over to look
Elin
like
is
mistresses?
I know, it'd be great. Elin is so hot.
Yeah.
I would think he could be satisfied with her. But you're a guy. You see, you're smart. You don't get married. You don't get married. Tiger Woods, if he had never been married, nobody would care about any of this.
Not at all. He'd be just like all these other guys you see out there. You're like, okay, he's
Bachelor.
a legendary womanizer. So what?
So what?
George Clooney. Every year, George Clooney brings a different woman to the Oscars. You always think about the one like 2 years later sitting at home with their friends going, I was on that red carpet with George.
Right, that's right. And he's doing nothing scandalous, and people don't hate him.
They love him.
They love him. Take a couple of phone calls. Richard Roeper's book, Bet the House, is in stores now. Great premise. Took money, gambled every day for a month, and you'll find out how he did. Check out Richard's website at richardroper.com. He's got a whole bunch of video on there. Does the reviews in video.
Yep.
Let's go to Jim. Couple of quick questions. Go ahead.
Good morning, Howard.
Hey.
Richard, has Roger Ebert ever admitted to you how much he really hated Gene Siskel?
You know what?
What kind of inside information do you have, sir, from that?
You want to know something? Those guys, they did have a sort of love-hate thing. They really did. I know that Roger would get really irritated, but I think in the same way that Simon Cowell and Paul Abdul get irritated with each other, they knew it was good for the act, so to speak.
Well, I mean, you always had him on here. I mean, I don't think he hated him at all. I think they were very competitive because they were the same, about the same age. They worked at competing newspapers. It was back in the days of scoops and trying to one-up each other.
Those two guys were amazing together.
They were great.
They were really great. They could argue about anything. They'd argue about McDonald's versus Burger King in the same passionate way they'd argue about the
I would
films.
get picked up by a driver sometimes, like, when I was on the show in L.A., and he'd be like, I picked up Mr. Siskel and Mr. Ebert. They'd argue the whole way on which way to get from the airport to the hotel, who had the best food in town.
And so passionate and articulate.
Yeah, they were the best.
Each argument was as good as the other one. You know what I mean? It didn't matter what they were arguing about. I'd have them on the show. They'd argue about anything. And I said to Robin afterwards, those are fantastic guests.
Yeah.
They got opinions. I don't care if they're right or wrong. They've got opinions, and they can back it up with facts. Let's go to Steve. Steve, you're on the air.
Hey now.
Hey now.
I just had a comment about you guys always bring up Kathy Bates when you talk about Gabby Sidibe. I don't think she's in the same league at all.
What do you mean?
Just not as big.
No, you're right about that.
Anyone in her category.
No, Kathy Bates isn't morbidly obese. And Kathy Bates has been around a long time. She's an actress. And I don't know. Listen. I hope I'm wrong.
He's simply saying Gabby is a size apart.
Right.
Well, that, I never thought about this, but yes, Kathy Bates is more attractive, I guess, or smaller. But yeah, the caller actually has a point because, some of these actresses, Kathy Bates, every time she's in a movie, it's not about her being not the slimmest person in the world. If Gabourey Sidibe is in a film, how are the characters in the film not going to comment on the fact that she's 340 pounds?
Right. Alan, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, Howard.
Hi.
Great honor.
Listen,
I gotta correct you because when you first mentioned Gabourey Sidibe, whatever her name is, you said that she would never act in Hollywood. You never said she wouldn't be a leading lady.
Well, no. What I was talking about was... I was talking about leading lady. Maybe I didn't come across. Maybe I didn't use those exact words. But when Oprah was talking about her long, illustrious career that she was going to have, I came on the air and I said, and Robin called her a liar as well. He said, she's not being honest with her. You've got to do something about your weight because take a look at I don't know, maybe there's a different Hollywood let the women on The View see. But
illustrious career and standing in the background of a movie are not the same things. And that's what character actors do. They're just there for background for the main character.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, listen, she might have some character parts and things. I get it. She could have.
I hope she does. I could see, she actually seems really charming when you see on these interviews. Maybe she'll get a role on a sitcom, but she'll be the next door neighbor.
Yeah, I just didn't like being painted as her enemy. I'm pulling for her. I hope I hope Hollywood embraces her. I don't have anything against her. Stephanie, you're on the air.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Howard. Richard is actually on WLS radio now.
Right.
And he follows Mancow and Rush Limbaugh.
Mancow's on WLS?
Mancow's been fired from WLS, actually.
And Rush Limbaugh.
But Rush Limbaugh is on. He's been on that station he was on there when I was on there the first time I was on WLS in, the 90s.
But isn't he a good lead-in? I mean, he gets ratings, right?
Well, it's so funny. People say this all the time now, too. It's like, I just went on the Fox News channel to promote my book, and people are like, how would you go on the Fox News channel? And I'm like, well, what are you supposed to do? Just go on the shows or the stations or the newspapers or whatever where you agree with everybody and you're lockstep, so if there's conservatives on
there.
The
whole station leans to the right. The whole station. From the morning till the end.
I'm aware of that. I live in Chicago. I've lived there my whole life. I'm aware of what the station is.
But what is your point, Stephanie, that he shouldn't be on a station that leans to the right?
No, not at all. I just didn't. I heard him on the show. He's a great guest.
Thank you.
I just thought he was a little more enlightened than to be on a channel like that.
But
I don't know how many opportunities Richard had to go work at a radio station. WLS is a fine signal, and quite frankly, I wouldn't care if I followed Rush Limbaugh.
I'm not going to change my views because I'm on a station that has predominantly conservative hosts. I mean,
might be interesting to hear a different idea.
You might say, hey, give WLS credit for hiring a guy who's more moderate or liberal.
Yeah, I don't see your point, Stephanie. I'm not a Limbaugh fan. I don't really listen to his show, but I wouldn't prevent. I don't think I'd care if I was on the same station as Rush Limbaugh.
And if he says something I disagree with, I'll still write in my column, hey, Limbaugh's nuts about this.
Listen, I'm on Sirius. There's a couple of assholes on here that I'd like to see leave.
Realistically, Howard, no one other than leaning to the right listens to that channel because it is so one way. So I mean, you can have a different view, but no one else is going to hear it. So.
Well, let me tell you something.
Wouldn't you like to think that I would bring a new group of
course, listen,
over?
I'll tell you something about radio because I know a little bit about this topic. I'd go on stations that played music that had nothing to do with what I did. I didn't sit and worry about what was on the rest of the station. I went on, I did the best show I could, and my audience found me. In fact, they found that on most stations I was on, a lot of times they would tune out after me. In other words, they were only there for me. I became the event. And that pleased me.
Look, when you came over to Sirius, I had my house wired for satellite radio.
There you go.
Simple as that.
Simple as that. All right, thanks, Stephanie. What can I tell you?
You seemed a little worked up there.
Yeah, all right. Finally, Mickey, you're the last call. Go ahead.
Yes. How you doing today, Howard?
Hey, Mickey.
Hey, I wanted to talk to you and Mr. Roeper about the Hurt Locker. And if you're familiar, it seemed like it only got press in Detroit because veteran who the movie is about, they're not giving him a penny. He's retained the prominent Detroit attorney, Jeffrey Feiger, I'm sure on contingency.
By the way, Jeffrey Feiger is the brother of the lead singer of The Knack who recently died.
Yes, correct.
See the trivia I know?
Well done.
He's a Feiger.
You're very familiar with the Detroit area, I know, and I'm sure it's on contingency, and he wouldn't have taken the case. But
the guy claims that Hurt Locker was his story and it was stolen from him. Is that what you're saying?
The guy.
I don't know anything about it. Do you know anything about that?
I mean, there was a magazine article written. But the guy, I think his name is Mark Bohl, who wrote the script. He was a journalist who was embedded with the troops. So I think part of, it's different elements. This happens almost any time there's a movie that does well or wins awards. Somebody says that was my story, or I had that script. I mean, that's why.
So they got to work it out legally, Mickey.
The guy was a journalist. Yeah, he followed him around, and at the beginning they even used his call sign, and then they changed a couple little things. And it's kind of like the same thing you're going through, Howard, with that, are you smarter than a fifth grader?
Well, I'm not going through anything because I didn't sue over it. I just know I could win the case. I have tape of me doing it way many years before they did it, and we aired it on TV regularly. But I don't know. I don't know what his claim is. I don't know much about him. All right. Thanks, Mickey.
Okay.
All right. I don't care.
Well, I mean, you look at The Blind Side. It was a book about this guy who's now an actual football player. He plays for the Baltimore Ravens. That's his story, but it's based on a book. I mean, where did he get paid and all of that?
Yeah. I don't know. All right. Anyway, Richard's book, Bet the House. Sounds like an interesting book. I will read it.
Thank you, Howard.
I will read it. And believe me, you know me. I'm almost illiterate. Bet the House is in stores now. And check out Richard's website at richardroeper.com. If you're in the Chicago area, check him out in the afternoons.
On WLS?
On WLS. What is it, Ralph? I know you have the last word. Go ahead.
Richard, do you believe that Catherine Bigelow won because she's a woman for Best Director?
I believe it might have been a factor. Hollywood likes to pat itself on the back. I also believe that James Cameron should have won for Best Director. Usually Best Director and Best Film should go hand in hand. In this case, as we were talking about, James Cameron reinvented the technology. That was a true directorial achievement. I think he should have won for Best Director.
But who told the better story?
I think The Hurt Locker was a better story.
I see.
I think Hurt Locker was a better story.
Didn't you think Shutter Island was brilliant?
Yeah, I love Shutter Island.
Great, right?
How come that's not in your top 10?
Because it came out this year.
Okay,
it'll be on
2010.
But it's the best movie so far in 2010.
Do you think that will win an Academy Award?
No.
It will not.
Critics were split on that, but I thought it was
too
great.
early, too.
Yeah, and it came out too early, Ralph.
It's not an Academy Award kind of film.
Yes, it is.
It's too much. It's too much of a thriller, dark, twisty type stuff. Usually,
I haven't seen it. I missed that one.
It's delicious.
I can't
love
wait.
it.
DiCaprio's amazing. Leonardo DiCaprio.
What
that
a
kid.
great actor.
When's it come out on DVD?
Soon.
Good. I need to see that quickly.
Yeah, Leo's surprising. Like for a guy with the matinee idol looks, he's a really fine actor.
He really is.
So what should have won Best Picture?
I love The Hurt Locker. I thought Inglourious Bastards could have won it.
So they got it backwards.
Yeah.
You're saying the Best Picture should have been The Hurt Locker, and that the Best Director should have been James Cameron.
I thought Cameron should have won. And then, the other thing, too, is I don't know if he's the most popular guy in Hollywood. I mean, his movies make a lot of money, but, that whole King of the World type stuff, I think people say enough with the...
Do you, what do you do to Academy Award night? Is that your big night? Do you get dressed up? And
I've gone there for years and years, but you know how that is.
You go there?
Yeah.
And what do you do there?
Yeah, but it's so funny because the press, they make us dress up, which is really weird because when you cover basketball games, you don't have to put on a basketball uniform.
Right.
You have to wear the tux and everything. You're not at the Academy Awards. You're backstage,
Right.
They bring you back. You always see the Oscar winners backstage and posing in front of the curtains with the Academy logo. That's where we're at.
Yeah, so why do you need to be in a tuxedo?
So you're watching it. Yeah, I don't know.
To add to the glamour of the evening?
And the other thing that cracks
What did you wear? Did you wear a special outfit?
Yeah, you wear like that. You're
a stylist.
And you see like these reporters from like Access Hollywood and everything. They walk the red carpet beforehand. They show up real early. In fact, you mentioned Ernest Borgnine. He shows up like 4 hours early for the Academy Awards every year because then he knows they'll interview him. Here comes Ernest Borgnine.
So he's not even going into the Academy Awards. He just wants to be interviewed.
Ernie just shows up. He looks great. He's like 98 or whatever.
Isn't that weird? That's a little embarrassing, right? To show up at the Academy Awards when you're not up for an award.
They're going to let him in. As long as you've won the Oscar, I think you're always welcome there.
I see. I guess if I wasn't nominated, I wouldn't show up. I mean, it's kind of weird.
But you know what? We covered the Academy Awards one year, and I remember now, we dressed up. You were in a tux. We sat in the back.
We didn't want to stick out. Listen, they were ready to throw us out. How was I going to get in there? I flew all the way to California to do a show from there. They were going to throw me right out.
I think you have to.
Hey, currently, how many women think that you are that they're exclusive to you, and that they are your exclusive girlfriend?
I just got out of here.
How many women are you working right now?
That chick he had was hot.
And he dumped her.
Well, you could go find her now because he doesn't have her anymore.
Where is she? What is she doing now, that girl? Because there's a lot of guys we know who would like to date her.
I don't know.
Is she mad at you?
No, that was a long time ago.
Did you dump her? Did she dump you?
Yeah, these things, Ralph. Who can remember?
He dumped her, I heard. Don't worry, I found out.
Who can recall these things? That was a long time ago.
Wasn't she into some wild stuff, too?
Yeah.
I don't remember any.
Why are you afraid to talk about sex?
Not afraid. Why am I smart enough not to talk about it?
On your new radio show, will you talk about your sexual liaisons, and will you talk about the women you're dating?
Yes, just like Rush Limbaugh does.
If he did, it'd be a lot more. I'd tune in.
That'd be awesome.
Absolutely.
Maybe not so.
All right, Ralphie. Thank you.
Thank you, Ralph.
All right, Richard Roeper's book, Bet the House, in stores now. Check it out. And check out Richard's website at richardroeper.com. The calls are coming in fast and furious. All right, I'll give you one more. Here, go ahead, Danny.
Hey.
Hey.
I just wanted to say about your little comment about gamblers are the only ones that are watching sports because, they got an issue with making money. And, man, I have never in my life, and the people that I hang out with have never bet on any game. I watch it because I truly enjoy it.
Yeah, no, listen, there are people.
Of course, that's not what I said. My little comment was that a lot of people bet on sports.
That a lot of sports are about gambling. Like Ralph, who was just on the phone, I know, for example, he loves football because he can gamble on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there are a lot of people like that.
All right, man. Well, I just wanted to...
They complain that it's not fun unless they have a bet on it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a sports fan, too. I can watch, the Chicago White Sox or the Bears without having a bet on it. I can go to the games, but...
I can go watch a Little League game and get complete pleasure out of that, just seeing guys trying to hit a ball. It's just fun.
Yeah, but I mean, for the most part, I think most people... Even people that say they don't gamble, they gamble. They play they fantasy baseball, March Madness, the Super Bowl square pools. All that's gambling.
Right. Well, I think your book will tap into all of that.
I hope so.
Let's see. Let's hope. All right. Richard, and also listen to him on WLS in the afternoons. He's going to be starting his own radio career. Richard Roeper's book, Bet the House, in stores now. Check out Richard's website at richardroeper.com. Thanks, Richard. Great seeing you.
Now the real trouble begins.
Yeah. Richard, how'd it going there today, man?
Great. Things guys are good to me. I just got to avoid a couple of those little Howard twists and turns when he tries to get you to talk about the ladies and all that good stuff.
Yeah. But so you were saying that you're one of the few guys that support Howard on this Gabby Sidibe
thing.
Yeah,
absolutely, because I knew what he was saying, and I just think sometimes the mainstream media, they hear a little bit or they just hear about it, and then they attack him, and they're not even listening to what he actually said.
So why do you think there's not more people like you that support him?
I'm just glad there aren't more people like me, because then I wouldn't have as many jobs as I do. I don't know, I think a lot of times people they want to just go with the mainstream, they want to play it safe, they're afraid of things that might get them in trouble, they're certainly worried about things that might be perceived as racially insensitive, so they take the company line and they say, oh, that was terrible, he said bad things about her, and it's like, well, no, pay attention to what he's actually saying.
Cool. And then Howard liked your book, but he thinks you might have a gambling problem.
He does, yeah. I don't have a gambling problem. I can quit anytime I want.
All right, so you had a good time today, man?
Yeah, I had a blast, as always. Yeah, awesome. It's always a blast coming here.
All right, thanks for stopping by.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
This is a Howard TV original production.
On this episode, see what happens when Stern Show staffers get thrown under the bus.
What about...
No one is safe.
Do you feel as if he threw you under the bus? Give me a fucking answer!
That is a bunch of bullshit.
I would guarantee, I'll say...
Testing, 1, 2.
Baba Booey.
Yeah.
Hey-oh, yeah.
Around here at the Howard Stern Show, under the bus means when somebody goes behind your back, rats you out to somebody else, and then that information gets on the show.
When somebody gets thrown under the bus on the show, the damage can last forever. There's feuds that have been going on the show for years.
It's like taking your pal who you're hanging out with. Hey, how you doing? Oh, there's a big fucking bus coming. You're right under it. Didn't see it coming. And that's what it is. It's the element of surprise in a scummy way, but funny way.
Working at Stern, it's definitely like swimming with sharks. I mean, everyone is looking for the chance to nail you.
Jason Kaplan and I were talking, and Jason led on to me that he believed that Scott DePace was using the robotic camera to spy on Howard's call screen.
Scott DePace went to the news and was starting to complain about Steve Brandano not letting him know when callers up, certain callers, that they want to put pictures up, like Bobo or Marianne from Brooklyn. To which I commented to the news, I'm shocked Scott needs Steve because he's always using his camera to look at the phone screen.
A Howard 100 News investigation is raising questions about Howard TV director Scott DePace's use of the robotic camera that's perched behind you, Howard. Scott admits sometimes using the camera to focus on Howard's screen that shows the list of callers waiting on the phone. This controversy started because Scott was mad that Steve Brandano didn't give him a heads up when certain people called so that he could have
a good story that you just did. You just did a fine piece of reporting. Thank you. That practice is no longer allowed.
Howard.
That is for my eyes only, not for Scott DePace. I don't want to share who is on the phone, or I don't want to make my screeners uncomfortable with what they write on the screen. There is no reading of my screen anymore.
So Scott DePace was using his cameras to figure out what was
I was doing nothing wrong. First of all, I can always...
Do we understand each other?
Yes, Howard, but allow me to tell you something. I can easily go back in Will's office and see the same thing. It's not like I'm spying.
Don't spy on me. Scott was looking at my monitor where the phone calls come in to judge whether or not Will was stacking the deck against him and things like that. I can't have that go on. I can't have somebody pressuring someone about their job. No one is to look at the computer screen where I have notes about callers. It's for my eyes only.
This is such a...
This
is such a crap story.
Listen to me.
What does he think he needs to learn?
One of the things that we as a crew have done in the past, which is simply take one of the cameras and look at Howard's call screener, just so we can see what callers are going to come on, and I can get the pictures prepared to use in my caller boxes for the viewers.
This story is a hard-hitting, factual case. You admitted it, Scott, on the phone yesterday.
I told you
trained
if
the
we had
robotic
done it.
camera on Howard's call screen. Those are the facts. I didn't read anything into the facts. The facts are that you trained the robotic camera on Howard's call screen occasionally, in part to see who's calling in about you.
How can you dispute that?
How is that? What about that is not factual?
What is, first of all, I didn't hear half of what you said because I was running down there. But I explained to you 10 times that if we had done it maybe 10 or 20 times, maybe once I looked.
He's using the tools that we give him for the show so he could spy on the show, and that's just not a cool thing. I spoke to the guys who work the phones, and I said, okay, so tell me, guys, how many times would you say Scott has called you because he's seen a call on the screen about him,
right,
and he's complained about it? And they said 10 to 15 times.
That is a bunch of bullshit.
I would guarantee.
What a maniac! He was like Herman Munster. He's like, no. He's got real evidence.
Here's a guy who's been made fun of 1,000 times and been called an ape and gorilla and a beaver, and now he's going to make fun of me. Whatever.
I would prefer that you not train your
I don't train anything. Usually it's Phelan doing it on his own.
He started to bring my name into it, saying that, it's mostly me that looks at the monitors, not him. And I guess he was looking for some heat off of him.
9 times out of 10, when I see something on the screen, it's not because I asked to see it. It's because Phelan had done it, and I happened to see it.
Do you feel as if he threw you under the bus?
Yes and no. He got my name out there, which is nice. Anybody that follows me on Twitter, that's Bry Phelan, 12. But I don't get offended or upset like he does. So, there's a way to play it. And if you don't say anything, then nothing becomes of it. When you start throwing your hands up in the air and start banging the studio around like a 5-year-old, then you're going to get called on.
I was interviewing Brian Phelan.
Yeah, what did he say? I know what you were interviewing about. Me supposedly throwing him under the bus. I didn't throw him under the bus. I just stated a fact. Okay. Yeah. It's the end of the story, right?
It's your ass. You're getting run over. Phelan's just waiting for another bus, all right? It'll come to him. Don't worry. But take it like a man.
I miss what he said. He said, I can't wait for Scott to find out Jason leaked the story.
Leaked it? Yeah. I don't know if it's leaking when you go right up to the news and say, hey, you guys should do this story.
Jason doing that's a home run. That's why Jason's a good guy. He comes to me with stuff that I know is going to work on the air.
I just reported on something I noticed, and Howard told him to not look at the screen anymore. So clearly Howard thinks he doesn't need to look at the screen, and that's good enough for me. You said there's that guy Vinny's on the phone. Right. He's saying something mad about me. You know within 30 seconds when it's up, so you scan it and you complain when people say bad stuff about you.
So what?
Where's
so
the
give
lie
me an example.
then?
What do I say?
I just gave you an example.
So I say, don't. Hey, Will, please don't put that guy up.
You say lower the phone call.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Well, you're gonna call me a liar. You call me a liar.
are lying.
Okay.
You're totally lying.
I'm not
You've
lying.
Never done that.
I was so mad at Jason, I decided to take what little things that I had on him and turn that into a news story.
I was in the coffee room, and the intern said they're getting 2 cups back. Are these Benji's again? Because no, I already got Benji's. These are for Jason.
Are you sure they're for Jason?
Well, I don't know, but that's why you need to verify and then tell Howard. Because that's
Howard anything.
Oh, come on.
I'll throw my people under the bus.
You throw me under the bus?
Here's the story. Okay. I've witnessed more than one occasion Jason having interns go back and get coffee for him.
That's true. I've seen it.
They go to college, and here they are being interns, and that fat, lazy ass can't go get his own fucking coffee.
So DePace claims that Kaplan uses interns to get coffee. And the fact of the matter is, Kaplan does use interns to get himself coffee, along with other members that are actually in the studio.
Guys, who knows how to get coffee? You? 2 large black coffees. Hey, when you make them, how many little cups do you use? 1. All right, use 2 per cup, okay? Yep. Thank you.
No problem.
Hey, Vinny, checking in. Thank you. Do we want on my desk? Thank you.
But then what happened was DePace took it a step further and said, I'm not sure that Kaplan's boss, Gary, would feel very good about him sending interns out for coffee. So, of course, then I go to Gary, and it backfired on Scott.
You're Jason's boss. What are your thoughts on Jason having interns bring coffee?
Well, my first thought is what goes on in my office is none of Scott's business, so he shouldn't comment on it. And I know that they send interns out to get them breakfast every morning. So, he should figure out how to direct the show instead of figure out what Jason's up to.
This is part of this escalating war between Jason and Scott DePace. Scott was also claiming that Jason is misusing his power by sending interns to get coffee for him.
When that story came up on the air, Howard backed it up 100%.
Jason is very busy during the show.
Yeah, he records everything that happens.
And I have him doing 20 different jobs, and if he needs a cup of coffee, I'm okay with that.
Wow, I'm shocked.
Why are you shocked?
He has time during the commercial breaks to go get a cup of coffee.
No, he doesn't.
I think it's just ridiculous that a grown man with, although he is a fat guy, who can't walk 25 feet to go make his own coffee.
He's obsessed with me.
I know.
He's obsessed with me.
You've been trying to tell him, get me in trouble for everything possible.
You're obsessed with me, Scott.
Tit for tat, then Jason, fat fuck piece of shit, then tried to get me in trouble for working on my Video Caddy website at work.
Well, Scott, you were right. Send the interns to get coffee in the morning. For Fred, Benji, for myself.
sometimes for other people here, sometimes for the guests. It's part of their job. If we want to go down this road, I can certainly start reporting some of the things that Scott has people do. Why don't you ask Scott DePace about how many hours at work he spends working on the video guiding website?
Jason Kaplan went on the record to suggest that, Howard, you should get a piece of the company because the work was done on your time and your dime.
Scott, is that true?
Howard, we've talked about this in the past, and if it happened once or twice, that was it, and we've already talked about it, so this is an old story. I have not worked on a website in a year.
When someone pisses me off, I don't generally talk to them it takes me a few days at least. In the case of someone like Jason Kaplan, who's thrown me under many times, at this point, I still don't want to talk to him, and it's been a couple years now.
If you want to come back and say something else at me, I'll come back with something else. My back pocket is huge, like everything on me. And I got lots of stuff in my back pocket on everybody. Everybody.
I find myself, for the most part, to be the one throwing people under the bus, although I don't like to do it that often, but you know, when I have a tidbit, I'll pass it along to Howard.
I went to dinner with Ronnie almost 2 weeks to the day after the party with Ganji and Richie Wilson.
Right.
And we were talking about the party.
Right.
And he was like, well, I said, we put a clip reel together. We pulled a bunch of clips. He said, what'd you pull? I said, Howard's speech, Robin's speech, JD's poem that he read, from your speech, and your speech. And he said, what the hell are you talking about? I said, don't bust my balls. Stop it. I didn't make a speech. And he was dead serious.
Do you not remember you made a speech at the party? I was there. I remember doing the thing with JD. That's what I remember. Wow. I said up there. That's what I said. All right.
I knew I gave a speech. Did I remember every word of it? No.
This is a man who took me from a limo seat. I've sat in a limo in a broken down limo car. And this man took me.
This was a social, non-work event at a restaurant in his fucking town that he invites me to. And then he throws me under the fucking bus like an asshole.
He doesn't know he made a speech?
He wasn't goofing on us, and he thought we were goofing on him.
There's your speech. You don't remember? Are you excited to hear your speech on the show Monday?
Dude, you're never safe. You're never safe. There's no such thing as safe. It's like constant. It's a constant TV and radio show. Constant.
On Howard's computer, one-way instant message system that we get to send Howard notes on. And a lot of those notes are, hey, prank phone call on GP1 in purple. And so what we'll do with this is Richard and Sal come back and tell us, hey, this specific prank call is on this page in this color.
So Richard and Sal put up a bid. They let me know the bid was up there. I put up a note for Howard.
We did go out on the street and ask people about Gaddafi, and there were several women who actually were upset that he was gone. I mean, I can't imagine. It was wild, right? Let me see. I'll play it for you.
A lot of times when Howard's talking about something, we'll put a bid up. And if he doesn't get to it soon enough, we take it down because a lot of the pages are congested.
You put up a sign, GP1 in white. There's nothing in white.
Is this Scott's problem? Is this Scott's mess?
I don't fucking know whose problem it is. I don't know. It gets me annoyed.
Howard calls for the bid. I'm not looking at my computer screen. Gary yells out for the bid. I yell where the bid is. It's in GP1 in yellow, whatever, and the bid is gone. So everybody's confused. Mass confusion.
Who put the fucking note up? Give me a fucking answer.
Richard put the note up.
All right, so where is it?
Column 2, GP1 in white.
GP1 in white is Ronnie Munn inside the actor's studio.
GP1 in white.
Is Ronnie Munn. So we don't know what that means.
I don't know. I need to come in here. Let me get Richard. Hold on.
I need to know who put a note up. I need an answer. Richard. All right, so someone's got to answer the fucking question.
Gary was really pissed. It's kind of like at the zoo when you taunt the apes and they go crazy and get really angry and start throwing their feces at you. If Gary hadn't already taken his morning shit, I think he would have shit in his hand and threw it at me and Sal.
I'm screaming and yelling, nobody's answering. In other words, you put a note up and then nobody knows what it means. You're telling Howard Gaddafi bit and it's Ronnie bit. So I don't understand.
Here, come here, look. Right here, Ronnie Munn inside the actor studio. Yeah. So what does that have to do with the Gaddafi bit?
We had a Gaddafi bit up before, and he didn't go to us, so we took it down and put this.
I know, but now, why? I don't understand. If you put stuff up, leave it up. Let me be the final decision on it. I would have taken the bullet. Maybe I would have taken it down, but I'm taking shit for something I didn't have control over. I'm the one who's going to get yelled at. Howard, what the fuck is going on? The answer is I don't know, and nobody can answer me. What do you want?
Before you know it, I look like an idiot. Rich looks like an idiot. Gary doesn't want to look like an idiot. He runs into the studio and he makes Howard aware of what just went down.
I want to explain to you, by the way, what went on before, because I lost my voice because I was screaming. Richard and Sal put up a note that had these Gaddafi things, right? Then they were up for like 45 minutes. I guess you didn't go to them. So then they
were for 5 minutes.
Well, whatever it was, for some reason you didn't go to them. So Richard and Sal put something else up, and they took them down. And I go, "Why did you take it down? You never take anything down."
Listen, we gotta have a fucking meeting.
I talked to them about it.
The second they put something up, I can't respond to it. It's in my head that it's there.
So they said,
if they put something up during, they have to leave it.
I said that to them, and I said, "Why did you take it down?" And Richard goes, "We were out of colors." I said, "Fucking, there's a million colors."
Oh, come on.
So I talked to them about it, but I wanted you to understand what happened.
It just makes me sound like a fucking idiot. I mean,
and they've never taken anything down before. I don't know what the rush was. The page wasn't even full.
There was nothing on the page, and then I go there and it's not there.
Here's the difference. I want to know what happened. Howard wants to know what happened. Somebody says something in the office they don't want people to know, and somebody repeats it back. That's throwing a person under the bus. There's a huge difference.
Once I know it's up there, I'll get to it. I might take a half hour to get to it. I might take 2 hours to get to it. What is the rush to take it down? So once you put it up there, leave it there, and then take it down after the show if I don't get to it.
When we screw up, it hurts. It hurts big time.
Just to keep this from happening again, when we put a song or anything up for Howard to play during the show, we don't take it back down until after the show.
The great thing about having TV cameras here at all times is it no longer is a matter of hearsay. There's actual video evidence that somebody did something stupid.
So Gary and Howard were talking about how Gary botched the vacation schedule and he miscounted.
I'm in a phone conversation the other day. I go, "Gary, okay, if we work this week and we work that week, blah, 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 blah." He goes, "Wolf, okay, now you have to be quiet. I'm going to count the days that we..."
I can count?
Boom, a trigger went off. We have a piece of tape that we got like maybe a year and a half ago of Gary holding up 4 fingers but saying 3. He goes, 3.
Because we got a great clip of Gary counting wrong.
Every single... You don't even know where you have to be.
Yeah, I know the clip.
We come back there...
Yeah, we have that ready to go. He counts to 3, but he holds up 4 fingers.
I'd like to plan a vacation, too.
Good, plan it.
Fred needs to put up audio.
I'm thinking about going to Costa Rica.
Howard TV has a funny clip of Gary counting wrong.
What?
Yeah. Let me hear that.
I'll go over here and figure it out and come back with a number.
What do you need, a calculator? That's how he does my vacation.
It was 1.
And in courtroom, 3. And he holds up 4 fingers. Listen, that's the guy counting the days.
Do I like doing this stuff? No, but is it part of my job? Yes. And Gary would have done the same thing to me, I'm sure.
That's why we're here today. Did you see 4? He says 3 and he holds up 4 fingers.
That schedule went... I want you to know, that schedule went through...
Robin, 3.
I don't really remember it that much, and it doesn't seem to bother me that much.
When someone says you have 3 vacation days and holds up 4, it means they're confused. So, I don't know. It's all fun. It's all a good time.
I think in the history of the show, there's been 2 people who have relished the job of throwing people under the bus. For many years, it was Stuttering John, and more recently, I would say it's Jason.
Jason Kaplan.
Jason Kaplan.
Jason Kaplan.
Jason Kaplan. Jason Kaplan. Jason's the guy.
Jason takes so much pride in it. Like, he enjoys it.
It takes one to know one, and that motherfucker knows buses.
He's great at it. He has a great memory despite all of his use of marijuana.
He loves to throw people under the bus, and he does it to kiss Howard's ass.
You got to watch what you say to him or about him or... Fuck's what you say about him. He knows he's a fucking prick.
This is an entertainment show. This is like, it's like Survivor almost. Like, who cares? This is what we're here for.
This is the best of the wrap-up show. A recap and behind-the-scenes look with John Hyde and Gary Dell'Abate. The best of the wrap-up show begins now.
Hey, it's Gary Dell'Abate, wearing my blazer. On Monday's wrap-up show, we talked to our program director, Tim Sabian, about his motorcycle accident, how he broke a couple of ribs. We're still not sure how it happened, and why Tim wouldn't take painkillers until he knew what was wrong with him. Here's what happened.
Our program director has courageously made his way down here. And, Tim, man, I heard broken ribs, and honestly, I'm surprised you're even here today.
Well, it's very painful anytime you break ribs, whatever. It's any motion or breathing or whatever is painful, but you just got to get through it. That's all.
Can I ask a question? Because I'm still unclear. You were going up a hill, you stood up on the bike, and that's how you broke the ribs?
Well, I was going up this hill. It was about a 30-degree incline, and it was maybe about 20, 30 feet long as far as the length of the hill. And I'm going up the hill on the bike, and as I got up to the top of the hill, I stood up on the pegs. And as I stood up on the pegs, I felt like something snap in my back twice. Whoa. I'm like, holy God. And then I just collapsed. And then next thing you know, I'm tumbling down the hill. And thank God the bike didn't roll on top of me.
So you fell off the bike?
Yeah.
So you think you broke your ribs before you even fell off the bike?
Yeah, I think so. My opinion, I don't know. It's just one of those freak things. And I tumbled down the hill. And
How far?
My buddy Paul came to my rescue and put his knee in my back because I told him, I said, I need support there. Oh. And I didn't move. My buddy Frankie, I think, called the ambulance, and I had my other pal Mark and Anthony there, and they couldn't believe it. So I got in the ambulance, and they took me to the hospital, and they did a CAT scan and everything. And after the CAT scan, they came back and told me I had 2 broken ribs, 9 and 10.
So two questions. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, it's a good thing that you had all these buddies around. You're in the middle of freaking
these
nowhere,
guys
right?
are the absolute best on the planet. I mean, there's a brotherhood and a camaraderie with these guys that is just beyond. And we just have fun together. And they're great dirt bike riders. Frankie owns a bagel company, and Paulie owns a vending machine company, and Anthony works on the road construction, and Mark owns buildings here in New York City. And
do you go with the same group every time?
Yeah. These guys are great. They're just great guys, and they're really into bikes. And Paul just rebuilt my entire bike, which is, it's a 450 Honda, and rebuilt everything. Just put all this stuff on. It's incredible.
Tim, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Are you high right now? I mean, on painkillers.
Yeah, you said you weren't going to take the medication.
They gave me some morphine. I don't take any of that shit, but they gave me some morphine. When I first came into the emergency room, they said, we need to, give you something for your pain. I said, no. I said, find out what's wrong first, and then I'll decide whether I want to take, painkillers or not. And once they found out that it was broken ribs, then I said, okay. Then they gave me some morphine, and oh my God, it was like, whoop-ha,
Why wouldn't you want to take the painkillers first?
I just don't like taking any. I just, aspirin's, is about as extreme, or vitamins is as extreme as I like to get. They gave me some pills to take, but I don't take. I take a leave instead. So I'm taking those like every, 4 hours or so. But that's about it. I just don't, want to mask it.
I have 2 questions for you. How far did you fall down the hill once you fell off the bike?
Probably about 10 feet.
And how long did it take the ambulance to get there?
Literally 7 minutes. It was insane how quick and how fast they responded. And the people that responded, the people in the hospital were just incredible. And it was ironic. It all happened in the village of Howard. And I took a picture of it and I gave it to Jason, so he'll post it on the website on howardstern.com. But in the village of Howard, it all happened in.
So will you recover and ride again?
Oh, absolutely. It's just one of those things that happen. I mean, you could be walking down the street and something like this happens. It's, it's just a part of it. I mean, I've hurt myself before on bikes and broke arms and that kind of thing, and my leg, and it's just stuff that happens, and you can't let it beat you down. It's just one of those freak things.
And Howard thinks you're crazy doing this. You know that. Robin too, going out and running dirt bikes.
That's their opinion. And I may think that he's crazy playing chess. I don't criticize.
Has anybody ever died doing that?
Lost a finger.
No, you never know. But the point is that everybody has their thing, and for me, I enjoy riding a dirt bike because of the fact that all you do is focus on one thing, and it's staying alive. And it really clears your head. And I love the fact of being outside, outdoors. And it's just something I enjoy doing. And I feel very, very, very comfortable riding a dirt bike. And I've been doing it a long, long time. And it's just one of those things. You know, I'm 57. Maybe I shouldn't be, you know, jumping the kind of stuff or doing the kinds of things that I did. But I ran that hill the day before without any problems all day long. No problems whatsoever. And it was just one of those freak things. And I really believe that when I stood up, I popped my back, or my ribs popped and broke, and it wasn't the bike or whatever. It was just one of those freak things.
So you don't have a death wish, like he's saying?
No.
And you're in constant pain right now, so when you do normal things, it hurts?
Yeah. Although I was lying there on top of the ground that day immediately after the accident. And I was
shit yourself?
No, I says, I want to be under the ground right now. It was so painful.
Like, if you had to fart, would that hurt?
Oh, God, anything, any movement.
How about wiping?
Wiping? Just anything just hurts. Anything just, I mean, it's excruciating, and I'm not even kidding. It's not even like fun or funny in any which way, shape, or form.
How are you
it's excruciating.
How are you is your buddy Paul or your pal Mike? Are any of them? Mark, sorry. Are you staying with any of them now? Like, who's taking care of you at home?
Well, I'm doing today's really the first day, so I'm just going to muddle through it depending on how bad things get.
This morning when you woke up, did you think twice about rolling out of bed?
Oh, it was freaking painful. I got up this morning at 3:00 just so I could get ready to come to work. Putting on your underwear is a challenge. It's and I tried to get a shirt on, and I just couldn't. I just whatever I could just put on, I put on. And that was it. So,
Tim, I understand that you are dedicated to the channels and to the show. There's no doubt. But I think that universally, everyone would forgive. We goof on you, but we'd forgive you for not coming in because you have 2 broken ribs.
Well, no, there's stuff to be.
Would Howard?
Absolutely.
No, because of motorcycle accidents?
Well, he would go, Tim did something stupid, but he would understand why he wasn't coming in. He doesn't understand why he's on the motorcycle.
It wasn't stupid what I did. It was a freak thing. And I have a responsibility. It's like Robin after her thing. She's in the next day, or any of you would do it. You just don't blow this off. This is a heavy duty responsibility.
But you need to recover.
Yeah, I should be really laying down for a couple of days and just relaxing and chilling out. But I'll get there.
In other words, if laying down for 3 days gets you back to a place where you can use you better, that's better than a month of you. Yeah. I walked by Tim. I go, "You look terrible," and I said, "I take that back. You look miserable." He just looks miserable.
Why don't we have like a bed, like one of those rolling hospital
No, but
beds?
you know what? I tell you, I feel good. It's just when I move quickly or move my arms or twist or turn. That's the only time it hurts.
Take the painkillers.
Yeah. I'll be loopier in a...
Then what?
I don't know.
That'll be
loopy.
fun.
Yeah, take the painkillers.
Yeah.
So Tuesday's wrap-up show, the guys in the wrap-up show, Gary and John, tried to trap me and get me to say something bad against gay marriage, and I didn't. I explained myself very logically. You listen for yourself.
Don in Missouri, welcome to the wrap-up show.
Hey, what's up today? I love the Victoria Jackson interview, and I'm going to tell you the reason why. Finally, someone stood up to Howard and Robin with their insufferable arrogance about their opinion about gay marriage and said something contrary that over half the country agrees with. Just because the last 20 years of political correctness, they want to change the definition of the word that's been an institution in civilization since the dawn of man. There's people like me that agree with her. There are millions upon millions that just don't want the definition changed, and I loved it, and I thought it was great.
Don, can I ask you a question? Because I really don't know. What are you basing... Oh, he's gone?
Yeah.
No, I was going to say, what is he basing the number that half the country... I don't know the answer. Like,
there
is there,
polls.
has a bit of...
I mean, it used to be... I think it may be a little in the other direction.
Quite a few people do feel that way.
Yeah, and I think there was a period of time where half the country didn't
feel that way.
I think there was a period of time where half the country didn't think blacks should vote.
Okay, why do you feel that way? You think the word marriage is for...
I just feel like for me, I couldn't give a shit. But if you're asking my opinion, I think that as long as every right that there is equal, okay, from visiting to handing down, inheritance and all the other stuff, if all that is equal, which I think it should be, and all we're fighting about is a name, then I kind of say, well, that's what you're redefining my word. Who's to say you can redefine?
Well, how do you define marriage?
To me, marriage is between a man and a woman.
I got a question for you. If there were,
it's quite obvious it was a family type structure thing, and but I'd be willing to do it, but just give me something in return. That's the joke I've always made, but it's sort of I feel the same.
Like call it like quietly like fag marriage or something like that.
If there were,
why? It's not the same. Two guys is not the same as a guy and a girl, right?
But why is it? Why is it not?
If two people are in love with each other and want to get married, what does it matter if they're both female or both male?
Yeah, agreed. We're talking just in name only, because in practice, I think they should have every right that I should.
But because it was the thing is, things change, and except for the things that people don't want to change, so you're now basing it. It's always been this way, so it shouldn't be this way. But lots of things in this country have always been this way and then changed.
Yeah, and you're asking me to change, and my opinion is no,
which is fine.
I'll just keep it.
So here's a question: if there were a national referendum on gay marriage, would you vote for it, against it, or not vote at all?
It would depend on the other half of it. If all the rest of the stuff was already passed legal, that they had every right, then I probably would vote against it. But if my vote meant that they were going to now be able to visit each other in a hospital or have an inheritance, then I would vote.
Why are you so hung up on the word?
Again, it's issue number 1,000, so I'm not that hung up. But to me, it's you're asking me to think differently. It's like you're telling me 2 + 2 is now 5. It's not.
But there was
two guys together. That's not marriage to me.
But that's the same argument when they wrote the Constitution and blacks in this country were considered a piece of property, not a human. That's what it is. Blacks are property. They're not humans. You're asking me to rewrite it, and then somebody rewrote it.
No,
because it was always that way.
No. That's not why I think that. I don't think it's just because it was always that way. I just sort of feel that marriage wasn't. It's a religious sort of thing meant for family structure, so that you can have a family and kids and all that sort of stuff.
About, in legal documents? Is it even called marriage? Is that the
in a marriage certificate? I think
is it called marriage?
Or is it? No idea.
I kind of lean toward you. Like I'm 100%. If we're gonna have a government sanctioned marriage, gays should be allowed to. Is the name such a big deal? But I do see the point that it lends itself to people to discrimination, to people having it's not really the same if it's called
if you're going to make it different, then it's never the same.
In other words, to me, even if the name were the same and two guys who lived next door to me who were supposedly married, I would never look at it as the same.
But that's different. That's your opinion that you're entitled to have.
That's all we're asking. My opinion.
Do you see that some people would look at it as lesser because it's not called marriage?
Right. That's what it is. You're saying there's marriage and there's whatever we gave you guys.
No,
which is not real marriage.
What if it was just called gay marriage?
If you're coming just from the perspective of gay people saying, "Hey, we want to be treated better," would you say, "Yeah, it's better that it's called marriage"?
I don't think that anyone would treat anyone differently because of the name. I don't.
Dave in Maryland, you're on the wrap-up show. Dave, you're there. Hey, how you doing?
I'm here. I got to say, one thing I'll take issue with is you said that Victoria Jackson's perspective is unique. I don't think it's that unique. I think a lot of people believe this. By the way, I am a fiscal conservative, socially liberal atheist who thinks that gays have the right to do whatever they want, including the rights of marriage. Although what I don't understand is, why do we have marriage at all sanctioned by the government? Everybody should have a civil union. Your church should marry you. And get Gary Johnson on to discuss this with Howard so he can actually have a libertarian perspective that he could probably agree with.
And I'll tell you one thing that would bother me. If we get to the point where gay marriage is totally legal, I guarantee you at some point they force that on churches. If a Catholic priest has to, against his will, marry two gay guys, then I'm totally against it.
I don't know that they can do that, but I guess a lot of it has to do with where you get funds from. In other words, if
they
you get
probably can't, but then they're going to say, well, you're tax exempt, so you have to do this now. And that argument will come down there, and that's a slippery thing.
On Wednesday's wrap-up show, there was a lot of anger in the room, specifically Ronnie. He wondered why Will was getting on his case, and Will wondered why Ronnie was getting on his case, but we all agreed that they're angry. The question is, who's the angrier guy? You decide for yourself.
Ronnie, did you enjoy meeting Valerie Bertinelli today?
Very much.
You a fan?
Yeah, big fan.
Were you
she looked great.
Weren't you 30 when that show was on?
Stop it now.
Were you a fan of hers during One Day at a Time?
She was hot, man.
And how do you think she's holding up?
She looks really good. I mean, she's the same age as I think, as Lisa G.
No.
Yeah.
A little younger, maybe. But do you think she looks? I think around there, right?
Yeah, around.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Lisa looks good, but Valerie's great. She's about 35.
Looked great too. Do you think it's because we see her when she was at her prime, and we're still seeing that in her, or is it that she looks so great? Or is it harder that she looks so great?
I think there's two things going. You still see the beautiful girl you knew, and you could see that in her face, and that all holds up. And then you see how out of shape she got and how she pulled it back in, and that carries a lot of weight too. Pardon the pun.
I think how she looked earlier in life carries some weight, but I think ultimately I thought she looked great today. Very pretty woman.
Awesome.
Yeah, in fact, JD was grumbling about something, and I just heard her go, when she left, he goes, do you see those jeans she's wearing?
Yeah, I think JD was kind of into her. I should get JD down here. I want to ask him a different question. I heard Will was upset with you today. Is this going?
Yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on with him. He'll do anything to pick on me lately. I don't know.
I know what happened.
What happened, Gary? I don't know.
I'm not saying what's wrong. I'll tell you what happened, and then you guys can discuss it. I had to go up to talk to Mel, and on my way down in the lobby, which I'm almost never in during the show, I saw Ronnie talking to some of the security people. So when I go in, Will is frantic, and he goes, "Where the fuck is Ronnie? Valerie Bertinelli's downstairs. She doesn't have ID. I got to get her up." And I just happened to know that Ronnie was in the lobby, but Will did not know to go there to look for him. And Will's rap is like, "You're supposed to be close by. Why are you in the lobby?"
I am close by, and I was expecting her to come because it was already like almost 10 to 8. So I was waiting in the lobby to get her in quick, so we can get her release signed and everything else.
So are you and Will sort of goofing on each other, or is it turning into something
I don't know if it's goofing. I don't know what his deal is.
Well, did you let Will know that you were in the lobby?
No.
Why
I
not?
didn't know I had to let Will know I was in the lobby. Usually, I wait for a guest. I don't usually. Will doesn't tell me to go wait or where to wait for a guest. But when a guest, it seems like a guest is later when she's due one at 8 o'clock and it's 10 to 8 and she's not here. I'll go outside to see if she's in, like getting checked in, at the front desk or whatever, and she wasn't there. So I figured, okay, at this point already, I'll wait to get her in quicker. I didn't know she didn't have ID.
Do you think Will had reason to be concerned?
I think there's something going on between them, but I think that probably when you go outside, like when I went up to see Mel, I told everybody, listen, I'm going up to see Mel. I'm not here. If you need me, that's where I'll be.
Okay.
So if you go to the lobby, it's not the worst thing in the world to say to me or Will, I'm going to be in the lobby now, because we do need you sometimes when the guests get stuck. But it wasn't that big a deal.
Yeah, what's going on with you two? Because it seems like you kind of had a joking thing, and it's kind of boiled over into something beyond joking.
I don't know, man. He likes to rile me up, I think. I don't know what it is lately.
What do you think?
He likes to stick a needle in my back all the time.
Why do you think that
I don't know. That's just Will. Will's an angry guy. Nobody realizes how angry he is.
I think he's a lot less angry than he used to be.
I don't know about that.
Well,
I just don't think he shows it to everybody. See, now, he
he
lets it out on me.
He lets it out when he's mad.
Who's angrier, you or Will?
Oh, well, I'll tell you what. It's a close deal. It's a very close deal. You don't realize what a close deal it is.
How close of a deal is it?
What's that?
How close of a deal is it?
He's angry.
You giving him the edge over you?
No, I say we're about even right now.
JD, you're an expert on both. Who's the angrier guy, Will or Ronnie?
I don't know. I would almost. God, I don't know. They're.
See, you can't even make a decision.
Yeah,
you see?
it is really tough. It depends.
I think Will has a lot more control over his anger.
Will Murray, are you an angry guy? That's
Yes.
what's being tossed out here. Are you angrier
but it's much
than
better than it used to be.
Are you angrier than Ronnie?
No.
See, he didn't say it was a close deal.
Well, that's him. What do you
I'm
think
aware.
he's gonna
I'm aware
say?
of that. What?
You're aware of that.
We were saying that Ronnie was saying that there's something weird going on between you two. Like you're kind of breaking each other's balls, but there's a little more to it.
No, I'm not breaking his balls. He's breaking mine lately.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, we were looking for Ronnie this morning. I couldn't find him. It was irritating.
I was here.
You didn't tell anybody where you went.
What is this? What am I in kindergarten?
Listen, we need to know where you are.
I was right.
That happens a lot. There's a bunch of these dopey people that don't bring ID with them for some reason.
Why are you calling Valerie Bertinelli dopey now?
I'm saying it was a dopey move. I'm not saying she is dopey. I'm
Well,
saying
you did.
who travels
Because
around New York
she had
City
no
without an
ID on
ID
her.
are there? Yeah, exactly.
Meanwhile, I went down there immediately and got her up
Not
here
immediately. No, we had to find you. like a 5-year-old.
Will, why
track you down?
Will, why do you need to be aware of where
You're at an
Ronnie
age
is?
where you could get lost and not know where you are, and then we have to find you.
Yeah, okay, Will.
Why do you need to be aware of where Ronnie is?
take Ronnie
So everybody
to the mall.
understands.
Mr. Comedian.
It's just funny because, like I said, he's important to the show about 7 minutes out of the day. And it seems like 4 of those 7 minutes I can never find him.
I was
just
waiting
busy
for the guest
socializing, doing the Ronnie Munn show.
Since it was 10 to 8, I was waiting for the guest in the lobby.
Well, again, like I said,
get her in quick.
If you had said to Scott, "Hey, I'm going to wait out,"
Scott, what do I have to
anybody,
tell Scott for?
because you and him sit together and talk about God knows what every day. So that's usually where we can find you sleeping. So I knew that's the first place. That's the first place I would go to talk to you.
All right, take it easy.
I'm just saying.
Where's your sponge to clean your cup out?
I threw it out. It was getting a little gross.
Yeah, it looked a little shitty this morning.
Yeah.
What's the underlying anger between these two?
I don't know. I think they just love to bust people's balls, and
I think it with too much alike.
When they're when they're busting each other's balls, it's like World War.
And he just won't admit it.
No, I love Ronnie. I said I was angry.
Do you guys think you're similar? I mean, other than the anger, are there other personality traits that you both share?
No, but I think, like he said, I think we both have short fuses and we get angry easily. Like I said, I've been trying to control that much better.
Now, Scott Salem got his anger under control.
What? Well, yeah, right. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Until he doesn't.
Yeah, until Tim walks in.
But Trump called me yesterday and he goes, I heard Cuban was okay. He was okay to me. He wasn't that bad. What did he say about me? What did he say?
He heard all of it.
I got to think so. I said, listen, Mr. Trump. I think he was very nice. I know he did say that you had sent him a letter. I did. I sent him a letter, and I said, I think he said it's hanging up next to his NBA trophy. Good, very good, very good. He's obsessed.
Yeah, he didn't let anything go.
Donald Trump is on the phone.
Donald Trump is on the phone again?
That's right. And
we haven't talked to him in years, and now it's once a week.
Mr. Trump fights back too, He.
What's going on?
Donald.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Very unimportant, actually, but
very important in your world.
You have such an audience, Howard, and everybody told me that Mark Cuban was on, and he said wonderful things about my family and
he did
myself, and it was all nice. But he did say one thing that we should at least correct the record. Right?
Go ahead.
Okay.
He said that his show, whatever the hell it's called,
Shark Tank.
Really not his show. He's one of 4 or 5 people on the show. You know, big difference, right?
Right.
As opposed to the superstar that's known as Trump. Total superstar.
Well, you make a point
they
that
actually called me the king of all media yesterday, and I said, no, I have. Somebody wrote an article that said I'm the king of all media, and I actually wanted a retraction. I said, there's only one king of all media, right? But
no,
anyway.
but you make a point. Your show, The Apprentice. Well, let's back up. Mark Cuban was on the other day. He was talking. We were talking about years ago. He had a show that was very similar to The Apprentice,
called The Benefactor.
The Benefactor,
which was really a knockoff of The Apprentice.
And you got on the
air. There were 16 of them, by the way, so he shouldn't feel bad because we had 16 knockoffs. We had one the other day that died. It was called The Job. It was on CBS. And it died after two shows, and
which I know pleases you because
I love it.
Your show was the original one.
I love it, Howard.
And you love when the original. So Mark Cuban was trying to be a show like yours, and you even said on the air to me, his show won't work, and it sounded like sour grapes, blah blah blah. But meanwhile, you were right. The show went off the air.
Well, Mark did something that was a little bit rough because he went out, and, I've gotten along with Mark over the last year or so, but he went out with his show, The Benefactor, and he really went after me. Instead of saying, hey, and I spoke to him before the show went out, and he was totally nice. But some idiot told him to go and attack Trump, and this way you'll get publicity for the benefactor. So he went after me. Naturally, of course, I go then after him.
What did he say at the time? That
I don't know. You know, my show's going to be better. It's going to be bigger. It's going to be this and that. You know, in the meantime, I had like the #1 show on television.
And you felt like you had your back up against the wall, and you had to defend yourself.
I had to defend myself.
Right. So
I've watched you do that all your life. I've been watching you a long time.
Yes, and
so
for
anyway,
years. So years go by. Mark Cuban does get on Shark Tank. Shark Tank is, as you say, an ensemble cast. It is not his show.
Well, don't go so fast. So the benefactor goes on, and it's a total bomb. And I wrote Mark a very nasty letter. It was really nasty, and it was terrible. And then I heard he has that letter framed. I mean, it was a terrible letter.
He says the letter is framed on his desk.
It was an all-time classic Trump letter.
What did you write? Do you recall?
I don't know. Just terrible.
What did you say?
Terrible. I can't imagine. I wouldn't have saved it. I would have I would have burned it.
You know why he saved it? I
know. It's motivation. I think that's cool.
Yes, it's a motivator.
No, I think that's cool. I mean, I was surprised that he did it, but I heard about it. I thought it was very cool. Anyway, we've gotten along very well over the last year or so, and the benefactor goes off, and then all of a sudden Shark Tank comes on. So Shark Tank goes on during the week, which is much more important than a Friday night, and it totally bombs. So they think they're going to terminate Shark Tank, and what they do is they put it on Friday night as a little bit of a filler. You know, Friday night is called Death Valley.
I see.
Well, you know that. I mean, you know, you have a show on Friday night. It's not a good thing.
Right.
And it did okay for Friday night. Actually did better on Friday night than it did during the week, because during the week it was a total bomb. They thought they were going to have to take it off. And what happens is it did okay, and that was it. So, and it's doing okay on Friday night. But Friday night's not a television night. So maybe they should move it back to a real night, see how it does. So Mark goes on your show, said nice things, but then he did make the statement that the show, Shark Tank, which again is a show of 4 or 5 people that go, do different things, that it did better in the ratings. And I said, whoa, what have we here?
Right.
I knew it didn't. I mean, I knew that. But so I called up the Nielsen people. I have people that do this. And they called up the Nielsen and the NBC Universal people. And I sent you a little copy of the Nielsen ratings where basically we kill them. Now, you got to understand, not only kill them, but we're in the 13th season now. This isn't a brand new show.
Right.
After, you look at what happens with American Idol. In the first season, we were beating American Idol. And in the first season, we were, on many evenings, the #1 show and on television. And that was a great honor and all that stuff. But we did very well. But this is the 13th season. And not only did we beat them, we're looking at last season because this is just going on Sunday night. I hope all your viewers and listeners are going to watch it. But what happened, not only did we beat it, but we had to go up against the Academy Awards last year. How would you like a show that goes up? They programmed it incorrectly.
That's
and it
unbelievable.
No. It's a show opened against the Academy Awards. I said, I don't mind competition, folks. I like, I'm sort of a competitive guy, but you don't open a show and have a show against the Academy Awards. So this year they waited. So as you know, the Academy Awards, which, gets 40, 50 million people, the Academy Awards now is over, and our show goes on Sunday night. But despite that, and we did fine. I mean, we did fine against the Academy Awards, believe it or not. But despite that, so I sent you the ratings, and basically it wins in all categories, and easily wins in all categories. And, you have the ratings, and you can read them if you want, but it's not a big thing. But they come right out of Nielsen.
So your point is that
I just like the truth.
You want the truth.
I'm an extremely truthful person.
Some people would say, why does this matter to you? But I think
everything matters to me.
Everything matters to you. Things get under your skin.
Not under my skin, no. You know what? If let's say let's say he did beat me in the ratings.
Right.
I would say that I wouldn't be calling you.
Right.
I'd call you, but I wouldn't be talking about that. I'd try to get off.
You try to keep it quiet.
No, I tried. I'd sort of. But when it's incorrect, and when Nielsen is the king in terms of this, whether we like him or don't like him, right?
Right.
And Nielsen has been very truthful over the years about The Apprentice, and The Apprentice is a monster. And that's why it's on in like 80.
So what do you want to say to Mark Cuban?
Nothing. I'll tell you what I want to say.
He just wanted to set the record straight.
He was so nice to my children and to me,
right?
And so respectful. And talking about how my children are amazing and all that stuff. So I don't want to say anything. I think he's, I think it's fine. But
why don't you buy a basketball team and beat his basketball team?
You know, I have every one of my friends owns a basketball team. They're miserable.
They hate it.
They don't sleep at night. Or sports teams. I mean, I see these guys. You know, George Steinbrenner, as you remember, was one of my best friends.
Right.
You want to see a miserable evening? Go to George to a baseball game, to a Yankee game. It was brutal. Yeah, he loved me. You know, George.
Because it's work.
I used to say it was exhausting to sit with George at a game. If Derek Jeter didn't get a home run, he'd say, "Donald, I'm telling you, he's no good." You know, George was brutal. he was brutal.
You don't want to live
great.
your life like
the
that.
The truth is, these guys live and die by victories. Most of them lose. You know, most of them don't do a very good job, and I see it. And they say, you know, they're just really miserable. They live and die. And with all the teams, there's only one team that's going to win ultimately.
Right, I know it's not good odds.
And they're very unhappy people. So
are you? Do you?
Well, Donald did try to get into the sports game at one point. Remember that league?
Forget. Well, and don't forget. Well, I bought a cheapo football. You know, I figured I could get into the NFL room. So
right.
That was really one of those harassment deals where we can get into the NFL for no money. You know. That
right.
was
Well, you try and you see what happens.
And
Do you own?
You know, but I've you know I've had more Mike Tyson fights than anybody else. I have a lot of fights, and I'm very much involved in sports in a lot of ways.
Do you own Miss Teen? Miss Teen.
I own Miss Teen,
USA,
and I own Miss USA and Miss Universe. I own the pageant.
So the big news this week was that Miss Teen Delaware was in a porno.
Yeah, and we had to tell her to get a letter of resignation very quickly. Yeah.
Why though? Why?
Well,
she was in a porn.
So what?
Question.
You think about it. Think about our country.
So what?
Kim Kardashian's a big star because she was in a tape. Paris Hilton was in a tape.
Do you think Kim Kardashian's beautiful?
No. I mean, I think.
Do you think she's good looking?
I think she has a beautiful face. I don't.
You do think so? Okay.
I don't like that big trunk.
Well, she's got a huge trunk.
Yeah. What do you make of that?
Well, it's seriously big.
Yeah. So what do you think of her?
I think she's a very nice person. She was on The Apprentice, so I think she's a very nice person.
Yes, I understand that, but I'm saying.
No, I think she's a very nice person. Howard, looks don't. I'm not that kind of a person. Looks don't matter to me.
Right.
The looks of a woman
they don't
do
matter
not matter.
To you.
Okay?
Not at all. No, seriously.
Now that he's married.
No, they don't marry. I don't look at women for their beauty. I look at women for what's inside.
Okay, what kind of porno was she in, though, by the way? Did you see the porno? Did you?
I didn't see it. No, what happened is Miss Teen USA, a very lovely young woman.
Right.
Although it's hard to say I don't look at looks and yet I own the Miss Universe contest.
That's what I mean. I can't believe you're for real.
Sort of like, well, I'm trying to be very politically correct. This is a world of being politically correct, and which is destroying our country, by the way. Everyone's so politically correct.
You can't even call anyone fat anymore.
You can't call anybody fat.
You can't.
They accused me. They said that I called Rosie O'Donnell a big fat slob, and I said that's not right. I didn't use the word fat. But I've got it.
You're still angry with her?
No, I don't care about Rosie. Rosie's gone. I mean, she's gone.
I like her.
You do, really?
Yeah, I really do.
Well,
I've had her to my home. We have dinner together.
Well, if Rosie finally, says something nice about Donald will.
I'm going to bring you guys together.
Because you're a guy.
No, don't bother. It's okay. But
I'm going to bring you together.
She's fine. I don't really think about her, to be honest. But what happens is the young woman from the Miss Teen USA, beautiful young woman, got very much involved with the whole porno deal. And she actually, we suggested it to her because it's nicer. But she actually was, she gave her letter of resignation. Because, that system, that beauty pageant system, people don't give it enough credit. It's an amazing system. These parents, the way these girls, most of them are grown. I mean, it's amazing.
How does it work, though?
It's like a military regiment.
No, but how does it work? In other words, did she try to cover? She was in a porn, obviously, years ago or something.
She was in a porn, and it came out, and because she,
it couldn't have been years ago. She's not that old.
Within the world of the beauty pageants, Miss Teen USA, that's potentially a Miss Universe candidate.
Right.
Miss Universe. Do you know in some countries, like in South America, if you become Miss Universe, you don't pay taxes for the rest of your life. There's no bigger. In Venezuela, as an example, and we had Diana Mendoza. You remember the great Diana Mendoza 2 seasons ago on The Apprentice, how beautiful she was. She was like the most beautiful.
Super hot.
But again, I didn't notice that. Anyway, but that in Venezuela, Colombia, Brazil. If you become Miss Universe, you're like the biggest star. You're bigger than any soccer star. You're bigger than anything. It's the biggest thing. So anyway,
but describe to me how it works. In other words, let's say so. Did she try to like hide the fact that she was in a porno, and then like you guys discover it?
We don't know whether or not she hid it, but it came out. And the problem is because she's Miss Teen USA, all of a sudden she has a lot of notoriety, and probably one of her friends that's jealous of her because that's the way life works. Everyone's jealous. They're all jealous of you, Howard.
Of course.
They all kiss your ass, and then they behind your back they say you're terrible.
But what was she thinking being in a porn?
I don't know. Well, because it was before she did this.
Was it a home
She
tape?
didn't know she was going to be Miss Teen USA.
I mean, she figured she'll do porn, she'll make some money, and then she'll become Miss Teen USA, unrelated. And that's what happened. She won Miss Teen
Will you
USA.
watch the porn? I'm going to see it because...
Will you call me and let me know how good it is?
You're going to watch it because you know what? She must be insanely... When do you see a girl that insanely hot in porn?
She's supposed to be very beautiful. I mean, I've met her once quickly, but she's supposed to be very beautiful. But she got involved, and she actually offered her letter of resignation, and we had to accept it. You would not have. You would not have accepted it.
Oh no, I would have made.
You would have said you're a double winner, right?
Well, if she hadn't resigned, what would you have done? Would you have just fired her?
Well, we probably would have had to. It's a very unique system. I mean, the parents would have gone nuts. The people that, and it's a big. I look at the different magazines and I see how they're dying. Right? They're just dying.
It's over.
You look at pageant. Did you ever hear of a word magazine pageantry?
No.
The thing's like 2 inches. You never saw anything like it.
I'm heterosexual, of course I have.
Well, okay, pageantry. But it's a magazine on beauty pageants.
Right.
And it's like through the roof. And it's just amazing. It's a big deal. And she did this, and she was forced to, and she was asked to, but she resigned. And she did the right thing.
Did your Twitter account get hacked?
Yeah, it got hacked.
How does that happen?
Somebody, well, you got a lot of geniuses out there, and I have a hot Twitter account, @RealDonaldTrump. Will you tell your people to hook in? So, @RealDonaldTrump.
Isn't it crazy to you that, like, somebody that smart is busy wasting their time hacking into your Twitter?
Yeah, it doesn't do them any good other than they get arrested. It's like crazy. So we're looking at it.
If you had that ability, wouldn't you spend every minute, like, inventing stuff and becoming very wealthy?
Well, they hooked in, and they put a quote from Lil Wayne on my account.
On your account?
And for 10 minutes, I was really ridiculed. All the enemies said Trump has lost it. This was something to do with the hoes and women. All women are hoes. So, this thing came out, and I'm going to have, like, in a very short period of time, over 3 million people.
Wow.
And it's a big deal. And
sure.
I think they pick up 20 to 25,000 sometimes a month. And, it's just going through the roof.
How many tweets do you do a day?
Mine's new compared to some of these. What?
How many Twitter followers does Mark Cuban have?
I don't know. I didn't check.
Don't you? You have to
I hope
check.
He has a lot. I didn't check.
Don't you check every day to see if you have more followers than Mark Cuban?
No, but I have other people that I do check that with.
And
I do have other people.
Who do you check? Who do you check?
Who do you check?
I have very important followers. I have, haters, and I have losers, and I have reporters, and I have everybody's on mine.
But I know you. You must have actually researched this whole Twitter thing, and you probably have people who know how to cultivate it and how to, handle this Twitter thing.
I have great people. But you know what? More importantly, but it's my thought. I mean, it's my thoughts. Nobody else will give thoughts like this. And, I don't know if that's good or bad, but it is my thought. Like, for instance, the Pope. Why is he should just
ride it out
and die. He looks so bad. Everyone's saying, what did he do wrong? They said it wasn't the first time. I said, oh, really? When was the last time? 600 years ago. Okay, let's call that the first time, right? But the Pope should just sort of sit back and enjoy and relax and put some other people and run it, and you die. I'm used to watching old popes, like Pope John. I mean, the guy couldn't even walk. He was bent over like a pretzel, and he was cool.
But the thing is, Donald, you must imagine that something very bad is forcing him out of office.
It probably was, but I don't know. This Pope didn't resonate. A little bit like Mitt Romney. Mitt Romney should have won the election, and I liked him, and I do like him. He's a nice man, but he didn't resonate.
He does. You don't warm up to this Pope.
I like Mitt Romney, and I call them the same. This Pope didn't resonate. First of all, he comes from Germany. Somehow, hey, I'm part German. A German Pope. I'm not sure that works.
What do you think of the new black Pope? Maybe that might be a big deal.
That'd be very exciting.
Donald wants to see a birth certificate.
Do you want to see a birth certificate on the black Pope?
That would be very exciting.
Very exciting.
Hey, but listen, on the Twitter. So it's like I'll have 3 million, 4 million people within whatever period of time, right? So for millions of people. So essentially, I own more than the New York Times by a lot.
Right.
And I don't have to sustain the losses.
That's true.
You know, the New York Times used to have a lot of power. Now it's a whole different thing, and it loses its ass. You know, I mean, the newspaper business is going to be over very soon. When people see me reading a newspaper, like my kids, Ivanka comes in. She said, "Daddy, what are you doing?" She looked at me reading a
What is
newspaper.
that?
She doesn't understand what I'm doing.
I know. It's
You're
such
getting your hands dirty with that print. Why are you doing that, Daddy? And she picks out her computer. She presses the name Donald Trump, and she gives me 20 stories.
Don't you? Isn't there something you love about still holding a newspaper in your hand? Me
Because
too.
we're old-fashioned. They
Yeah.
do too.
Yeah.
We're old-fashioned. But you get about 10 years younger, it's like they look at us like, forget it.
Hey, do you lay in bed and watch the Oscars, and do you tweet during the Oscars?
Well, I did this time, and I got it.
Are you laying in bed with your wife when you're watching the Oscars?
Generally speaking, yes.
Were you completely nude and she was nude?
Well, let's not comment on that, but she has at least she has a great figure.
You ever did? You ever tweet, "We're here completely nude"?
Yeah, but we won't comment on that, but she has a great figure. But I did tweet on the Oscars, and I...
Yeah, you didn't like the Oscars so much.
No, I thought they were... I think I didn't... First of all, I thought the set was terrible. It was so tacky. It was disgusting. I really thought Seth MacFarlane was fine.
Right.
I thought that... I don't like him. You know, he did me on the Comedy Central roast. They roasted the hell out of me, by the way.
Right, I remember.
Yeah. He was the guy, and he was terrific. It was terrific then, but he could really be the Seth. He was held back, even though they said he went too much. He was held back.
Right.
But I thought that you know, there was a lack of glamour. I mean, even the woman who won, she falls down the stairs. You know, that's very glamorous.
That dress, I mean.
No, think of it.
Yeah.
Think of it. In the old days, Vivian Lee.
They knew how to do it.
But you know, you're right in a way.
Vivian Lee did not fall. Clark Gable didn't.
You're right. Her falling down was sort of the symbol, if you will, of the whole thing falling apart.
Yeah, the whole. No, I thought it was fine, but I didn't find. And I tweeted. I said, "Where is the glamour?" Because I'm a romantic. People wouldn't know that about me, but I'm a major romantic. But I said, where is the glamour? Where is the beauty? There's no beauty. There's no glamour.
Why can't I warm up to that Anne Hathaway? I find her annoying.
You know what? I'll tell you what. It's going to happen. She lived in Trump Tower. I like all people that live in my buildings. Okay?
Right.
Anybody that lives in my building, even if they're really unattractive, I consider them to be beautiful. All right?
Right.
So what happens is she lives in my building. She lived there with the Italian scoundrel. You know the scoundrel?
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And we didn't know. He paid his rent on time until the very end. You know, it was one of those things. But she got lucky when she got rid of this guy. But she lived in my building, so I got to see her up close and personal. I wasn't a fan at all, but she's grown on me. You know, it's like the Mona Lisa. A lot of times you'll have a painting. Friends of mine that really do the paintings big league. A lot of times they won't like it, but in the end they almost fall in love with it. They're like infatuated with it. They can't leave. I mean, they become sickos. They want to sit in the room and look at
She's a terrific actress, but when she makes those speeches, when she makes those speeches with, oh my God, it's very.
Well, that's all phony rehearsed stuff.
Right, it's all actressy to me, you know.
You know, when they get up and they want to thank people and they forget and they don't really forget, but they want to make it like it's a big deal because they're so excited. It's all bullshit.
Do you know why I disagree? You know what I disagreed with you on?
What?
I feel this movie, Django Unchained, was one of the greatest movies of all time.
No, I didn't think so.
Did you watch it?
I'm with you, Donald.
Wait a second. Did you watch it?
It was a movie that. First
Donald
of all,
loves movies.
Okay, for those of us,
it's
and
great,
I happen to be one,
and it's not racist.
Okay, but for like the sick kid up in Massachusetts, up in Connecticut, that wacko kid, that dirty wacko kid.
Lanza?
Now, if a kid like this is going to see this movie, you know, if you're a little bit off to start off with, that movie is not good for people to see. Okay, because I've never seen a movie where so many bodies exploded as a bullet hit them. I mean, I've never seen a movie that bad in terms of that. And you know, I just
Terminator.
thought it was a terrible movie. I thought it was a totally racist movie.
No, why would you say that?
In
fact,
I thought it was racist.
I'll tell you why it's not racist.
First, you had the white guys killing the blacks. Then you had the black guys killing the white. I thought it was a terribly racist movie, and I thought it was really vicious and really. I thought it was bad. You know, these people that talk about gun control and should we have guns and shouldn't we have guns. But when you look at that movie can really screw up some kid that's a little
I
bit
admired that movie, and I'll tell you why. It reminded me, even though it's a fantasy, it reminded me that our country was based on something so horrible, so horrific, slavery. and that if anything, it had the opposite effect on me. It made me feel more empathic with the black plight.
Well, I didn't like it, and I thought it was a totally racist movie. So what are you going to do?
I think you're reaching, Howard. You're
Not
saying
at all.
that
Yeah,
movie
I'm
did
telling
that
you.
for everyone. That did that for you,
For
and
me.
no one
I
else.
think
It was totally.
I think Howard's trying to be politically.
Not at all.
Absolutely.
I returned.
You know, this
I was
I think this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Halfway through the movie, I turned to my wife. I said, "Quentin Tarantino is a genius, and this is one of the most emotional movies
Because
I've ever
you're
seen."
adding something to the movie that's
Bullshit.
not there.
You're all crazy.
Politically correct.
Really?
And
He's
this
being
is a headline.
outrageous.
You know, Robin, this is going to be a headline tomorrow.
I'm
in the
not
New
trying
York
to be
Post and the
politically
Daily News. There's going to be a headline tomorrow. Howard Stern tries to be political because
No.
How long have you been on the air, Howard?
Donald, this is how I really feel.
Ever that he's been politically correct.
I'm telling you my true belief. I've always been honest.
It was a racist movie, Howard, and it was a shitty movie in my opinion.
One of the best movies ever made.
It was totally just a revenge movie. It was nothing.
I thought it was a nothing movie, and I thought, you know, when a bullet hits the body doesn't have to explode for 2 blocks away. You know, the whole thing was disgusting, and that happened like hundreds of times. I thought it was disgusting, and I thought it was very bad for young people to see that movie because I think it can really influence them.
Did you have sex during the Academy Awards?
No, I didn't.
When's the last time you had
He
sex?
paid attention.
When is the last time you had sex with your wife?
Well, let's see. What time is it?
Come on, be honest.
What time is it, Rob?
Be honest.
I won't say that, but
has it really been that long?
I have a great wife. I do. I have a great wife, a beautiful wife. She was on the cover of Avenue magazine. She's been on many, many covers, including Vogue. She's a great person.
Will we ever see
and
her
a very
naked?
nice person.
Will we ever see her do a nude layout?
No, I don't think so.
That's a shame.
I tend to doubt it.
Very sexy woman.
I tend to doubt it. I think if we do, I will not be a happy camper.
And that woman stays in shape, man.
Oh, she's in shape. You know, but she's naturally in shape. It's not a big workout deal or anything, which is nicer, you know, to be honest.
Well, she knows with you she's got to stay in shape.
Well, I saw a woman the other day. You know, she's in shape, but then I touched her arm, and it was like, you know, a piece of steel.
That's right.
I don't like that. No, she's naturally in good shape. Absolutely. She's a very beautiful woman, considered one of the great beauties of the world. So I don't know how I got her because, you know, beauty doesn't matter to me.
That's right. Yeah,
I told you that.
Did you wake up one day and go, "Oh my God, she's actually beautiful"?
No, that's the way it happened.
You fell in love with her personality first. Well, listen to me.
I fell in love with her soul. So listen, Howard. You know, I'm going to do the Today Show now, so I have to run. But I will tell you. See who I do first? I do Howard first,
yes.
and Robin.
Who will?
Robin's so important to you, Howard. Do you have any idea how lucky you are, Howard?
I thank God every day.
I mean, you know,
do.
Robin is just great. She's got such a way.
She's fantastic.
No, that's true, and I mean, I've said it a long time.
She is fantastic.
You know, this is not a major breaking story, but she is fantastic.
You're right.
Thank you.
You're absolutely right.
So, Howard, I just wanted to call you up at the Nielsen ratings. And
very good. We have it.
The Apprentice versus that other show,
right?
Shark Tank, which is fine, by the way. I think it's fine. But if you look, The Apprentice blows it away. Do you have the Nielsen ratings?
I have it in front of me. You're not lying.
Confirm that.
I am confirming it right now.
Thank you.
By the way, answer this one question. How old is Melania allowed to get before you cut off her age?
Well, I'd love to give you an answer there, Howard, because I could do, but then it becomes a headline, and so I would say this: when she's 80, 90, I would still consider her a great beauty and a great wife.
Yeah, I think this marriage is going to last. I always said it.
Well, she's very strong and very nice. I mean, she understands me. She gives me my space, which I really need. You know, one quick story on Melania, because I have a couple of minutes. They just told me, but one quick story, because I do love this show. One quick story. So Tom Cruise calls me, and he wants to go to the Wellman skating rink. So I call up Melania. I say, can you believe it? Tom Cruise called. Do you believe it? She goes, but why do you tell me this? You're a much bigger star than him. He is nothing compared to you. He is nothing. Tom Cruise is just a movie. You're the biggest star in the world. There's no bigger star.
She knows how to get you hard.
Oh, no, I said, really? Do you believe that? Yes, of course. Don't even waste my time by telling me about that. And I'm saying, you know, other people, if I said that, they'd say, I can't believe, what does he want you for? You know, so she's very smart, and she's a terrific woman, and that's good.
She loves you.
And I love you guys, and take care of yourselves. I just wanted to set the record straight.
Who will be interviewing you on the Today Show?
Matt Lauer.
All right, very good.
Okay?
All right.
So long.
So long.
Bye-bye.
The wonderful and vivacious Donald Trump, who reminds us that he is beating Mark Cuban in the ratings even still.
Hey, it's Rob Zombie, and I'm here to, I don't know, why even pretend like I'm going to promote something? I'll walk in there, forget what it is, and spend, 15 minutes talking about something ridiculous, so I don't know.
You've been here enough.
Just
to know
happy
the
to be
deal.
here. I've been here enough to know that you cannot walk in with an agenda about something you're going to promote, so I'll do that everywhere else today.
All right.
Here, I don't know, we'll talk about our cats and our dogs and things of that nature.
Cool,
something.
We'll see you in the studio.
See you in there.
All right, thanks.
My dear friend Rob Zombie is here.
Is that right?
Hey, look at you. How you doing, man?
All right.
What are you doing? I mean, beside the movie, are you going back on tour, or what's going on? with
Yeah,
you?
well, I'm going back on tour in June.
Yeah.
Because I have the movie and the record coming out this week.
Boy, Mr.
Next week?
Busy.
I know, right?
We're putting out records. Isn't it sort of depressing now? Because I feel like the CD is dead.
It is.
The
For
record
sure.
business is almost dead. Can you sell
It is.
CDs? I mean, you've sold... How many records have you sold in your entire career?
I don't know, maybe like 16 million or something like that.
I think it's more.
I don't know.
16 million.
Something like that.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, luckily I got in under the wire before the door slammed shut when you could still make money selling records. But, I mean, the rest of the world still buys them. That's what's funny.
They do?
Yeah, it's like you go to other countries and they still have record stores and things, and people still are into it.
You mean for some reason they're not aware of the internet? And
No, I think they still like to... I mean, I don't know. I think it's the hard rock scene is more like that. The kids are still into buying the actual thing and owning it.
Right.
But yeah, but still, it is pretty dead. I mean, you sell nothing. in
So when you're
comparison.
in the studio and you're making a new CD, do you sit there and go, "Oh, what the fuck is the use?" I mean, do you, you do, right? It's like, what am I doing? I mean,
Oh, dear.
maybe
Yeah.
I'm wasting my time.
Well, it's not so much when you're making because we'll play the songs live and kids will know the songs and people get into it. But it's when you're obsessively trying to sequence the record.
Yeah.
You're like, what do I fuck? And no one gives a shit. Why
No
are we
one cares.
obsessing over what track 9 is going to be compared to track 8? But we do it anyway.
You have to do it. You're an artist. That's
For the
what
one
you
guy
do.
the one guy like Gary who still cares.
Yeah, who carries, who actually loves pieces of vinyl.
Yes, and the sequencing and feeling it and flipping it over. And
Are you a vinyl collector?
I was. Well, you know what? Now I am actually because I don't know. I got into it again.
You did?
Yeah.
It seems like the dumbest fucking thing on the
It might
planet.
be, but
right? It's stupid.
It might be, but somehow it makes me. God, Gary, come in here.
How many
Back me up on
pieces?
this.
How many pieces of vinyl do you have?
Well, I was just talking to Gary about his show. Not enough to be on the show, but
right.
You know, a decent amount because like what it was I would find cool record stores all on the road and find these records that. The thing is with a lot of bands, sometimes it seems like here's the greatest hits of this or that, but you can't find the records of some stuff you like.
And then when you get home, you have a special turntable and you listen to your vinyl.
Yes, it's very
Do you?
special. Well, the turntable's like not good,
right?
So maybe vinyl sounds better, but not on this turntable.
That's what I mean.
Horrible.
It's just,
Like, why would you invest in special equipment to hear a record?
If you want vinyl, Rob, I'll give you my
Boy.
records. I mean, it's I don't know. It just all seems so silly to me. But Gary insists that this is an important thing to do.
Well, I mean, for me, what it makes me actually do is listen to music a little more because what I would always find myself doing is going to iTunes, downloading a record,
right,
forgetting I downloaded it, and never listening to it,
right,
and then going. And then doing it again and going like, why am I going to, 5 times I've downloaded it.
Are you still in love with music? Like, do you love listening to other artists and hearing current bands, or are you just like over it?
Just over it.
You're over it?
No, I'm not over it. How could you be over it?
I don't know.
I still love it. But I mean, I never listen to anything current, though.
You don't?
Not really.
Like, you don't listen to the top 5 to hear what's selling?
No, I have no idea.
Why would he listen to the top 5?
Well,
Yeah,
just
exactly,
to see
but-
what's going on. I mean, in the music industry,
I
you're
kind
in
of
it.
don't care.
Right.
I guess I should.
that's hardly music.
I guess I
most
should
of it.
care, but
But shouldn't you care about something, like some sort of artists or current music?
I probably should, but I don't. I mean, don't you feel this way sometimes? You're just trapped in your own time bubble, and when you hear new stuff, you go like, I can't relate to it. It does. I always feel like I can't relate to anything being made by someone younger than me. Like I just feel like.
So who do you relate to? Led Zeppelin and that kind of music?
I don't know if I relate to anything, but it's like, stuff like that. If I listen to it, it still sounds great.
Hey, Rob, I'm just trying to get to know
what
you.
was the last record you bought?
I'm trying
High
to bust
pressure
your
in here
balls
this morning. I don't know. It
What
makes
was
me
the
like,
last record you bought?
Vinyl?
You mean vinyl, Robin?
Yes, I
CD?
do. I want to see what you picked up.
He doesn't care.
I don't know.
Did you ever win a Grammy? You've been nominated how many times?
I think 8.
8 times. Did you ever win a Grammy?
No, but the one time I got nominated, it was me and Alice Cooper did a song together. We got nominated, and he had never won either. So I thought, I'm in this year.
Right.
They're going to give it to him because he deserves it. I'm just going to coattail in.
Did
But
you
we
go
lost again? Then
you lost. Who'd you lose to?
I don't know.
You don't remember? Did you go to the actual Grammy broadcast?
No.
I
went once. I don't even know if I was nominated that year, and I don't like those type of things.
Why not? Why not go and celebrate with your industry?
Because it seems really exciting on television. Well, actually, it doesn't really, but the idea of it seems. But you're sitting there, and it just seems boring, and no one's watching the show anyway.
Maybe you need to play that game. Then you would win Grammys.
Maybe.
Maybe. You don't care? You wouldn't like to see a Grammy on your shelf? Would that not turn you on?
No, I guess not.
No, I don't care.
You do care about stuff like that?
No, I don't.
No. I mean, it's like if it's something that you don't care about and then you suddenly win it, I guess it's pretty weird if you suddenly act like you care.
Yeah.
If it sold a bunch of records, I guess I would care because then it would have a purpose. But
although I was recently I won awards from Billboard magazine. I don't know what they mean. I don't know why I won them. Like top radio personality, 1990, blah blah blah. And I displayed them in my office, and I look at them once in a while, and I think it makes me feel better about myself, but I'm not sure. I don't even know why I do it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I have a few awards for different things, and I have them still. I mean,
You've seen my office.
Do you display them?
You see, I displayed my stuff in my office.
Well, yeah, the lights that you have focused on them are a tad bright.
Well, they have to be displayed.
You can't get around
Rob
them.
doesn't display any of his awards?
Well, technically they're displayed. There's just no one ever that comes over to see them. So does a display count if no one's there to see it?
Do you have any friends beside me? I mean, do you have any people who come over and hang out ever?
No.
Never?
Literally never.
Never. Are you lonely?
I mean, I have West Coast friends, but I don't really know anyone on the East Coast.
Why not? You live on the East Coast now. Why don't you have any friends? What's going on there?
I think I've passed the age of making friends.
Is that right? And you don't need that kind of stimulation?
That's why when I come to your house, it's so awkward.
I know. For both of us. No, Rob and his beautiful wife,
we just
Sherry.
stare at each other and don't know what to say.
No, they will come over occasionally, and we'll spend the weekend together, and then we stare at each other.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem so bad, right? We have a decent time.
No, it's great. And then we have that breakfast Sunday morning, and you have that look on your face like...
It's time for you to go.
You've had your breakfast. Just get out of my house.
Come on, Rob. Get the fuck out of here.
How long are you going to linger?
Tell me what happened. I haven't had a chance to talk to you about this. You were on tour with Marilyn Manson. When did this happen, by the way, this incident with Marilyn Manson?
I don't know. 6 months ago, maybe?
Because it seems very, I know you. This seems very childish. This is like high school almost.
Oh, it was ridiculous.
Ridiculous, right? You were on tour with Marilyn Manson. Are you sort of the boss? When you go out on tour with Marilyn Manson, are you guys sort of in control of the thing? Because I figure he's not a businessman.
Well, I mean, the whole tour is that tour, and most tours were structured co-headlining, 50-50. If everything's 50-50, nobody can ever complain.
Right.
I mean, we would close the show, he would open it, but it was like same set time, same everything for everybody. That way, no one can ever complain. So
are you good friends with Marilyn Manson when you put together a tour, or is it strictly business?
It's sort of like a little of both, I guess. I mean, I've known him for a long time, but I'm not like good friends with him. I would, if I saw him someplace, you just know people for
So when you go out,
20 years.
I just figured when you go out on tour with someone, you really do hang out and you get to know each other. But you don't, right? It's like two separate worlds.
Sometimes you do. I mean, I never really did. I would always sort of keep to myself, and the band, a lot of my band's sort of the same way, so it's like, we just don't.
Aren't a lot of guys in your band now from Marilyn Manson? Like
two of the guys, yeah.
Yeah, they left Marilyn Manson and they joined your band.
Well, they had already quit, so they didn't jump ship to, they'd been out of that band for a while. So that was kind of weird, but...
Right. So you go out on tour with Marilyn Manson. He opens, you close the show.
Yeah.
You split it 50-50. Everything's going along just fine. One night, Marilyn Manson decides he's going to show up late.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really told the whole story because I figured that might as well just let it die out because it was so stupid to begin with.
Right.
Because, the next day it was over with, but, I'm still talking about it.
Right.
It was no big deal. What it exactly was, even though as soon as you tell your side of the story, it's like, oh, yeah, that's his bullshit side of the story.
Right.
I mean, he just, and I didn't even care. He went on late, which doesn't matter.
Right.
He can go on late, it doesn't matter. He just has to get off on time because, all the buildings have strict curfews, so...
Right. When you do a concert, you can't stay there all night. It
Yeah,
costs
no, I mean
extra
they will
money
literally
to
just
stay.
turn the power off and turn the lights on, and people start filing out. So you can't do that. So he can go on whenever he wants. He can do whatever he wants.
Right.
It doesn't matter to me. I don't even pay attention.
But it does affect your show.
He just has to come off stage at the allotted time that he's supposed to be off stage. That's the only thing. And, he went on late, which I didn't care. I was in my
How many
dressing
minutes
room.
late? Half
I don't
hour?
even know. I think he was like 20 minutes late, 25 minutes late. I wasn't even paying attention, really, because I was in my dressing room getting ready. So, whatever he does, I'll monitor what he does. I just happened to that night. Sometimes in the dressing rooms, they have TVs so you can watch the other acts while you're getting ready. So that night, I just happened to be watching.
Right.
Normally, I wouldn't have because I'd be too busy. And he went, and then he went on late, which was fine. I didn't care. But then he wasn't coming off on time, and he was kind of going and going. And I'm like,
dude, you're
someone's got to go out there and, which sometimes it happens, 5 minutes, something. You go, can't judge everything perfectly. But I'm like, is someone going to stand off the side of the stage and start waving, flashing the flashlight, like time to get off?
Right.
And just kind of kept going and going. And then he finally came off, whatever time, and, whatever. We played our show, and it wasn't until the next day that it sort of turned into a thing.
He badmouthed you.
Yeah, because in his mind, he thought I had he couldn't play his last song, which I didn't even know. But it had nothing to do with me. I mean, he went on he went on late.
He went on late. He's got to end his set.
It was the chaos of his show, and it had nothing to do with me. And
but he blamed you.
Yeah, he got on stage and started ranting and raving about me. And
What did he say about you?
I missed a lot of it because I was backstage getting ready, but I saw some of it on TV, and I'm like, he's screaming, "I'm going to kick somebody's ass!" And I was watching on TV, what is he talking about?
Right.
Not realizing he's talking about me.
Right.
I'm just watching, who's he mad at? Because he's always,
There's always something going on.
I mean, you know him, and this is not gossip. He always seems to be mad at somebody.
Right. He needs that.
Yeah, he's like, I just figured it was some crew guy that did something, and he was pissed off about sound guy.
Right. He's a drama queen.
So he's just ranting and raving, and eventually, after watching it for 5 minutes, I realized he's talking about me. Like,
Poor
what the fuck did I do? I'm back here minding my own business.
Right.
And he's out there, and I'm like, I was like, I'll just not say anything. I'll just ignore it because that's just sort of the way things are.
Yeah.
But it kept going and going, and you can only be pushed so far. So when he came off stage,
yeah, you feel like a douche.
I bolted backstage into his dressing room with the ridiculous thought, I'm just going to punch him in the face, and that's going to be the end of that, and we won't have to talk about it anymore.
Right.
And I ran in there, and I think he was sort of like, hey, whatever. But I was pissed.
Hey, whatever.
I don't know. I don't know if he even realizes the things he says sometimes.
Let me understand something. So you go charging back. Can you beat him up, by the way? I mean, have you assessed that situation before you go charging in there?
I don't know how you would assess the situation.
Right. Are you a good fighter?
It's not something that I want to do.
Right. Have you been in fights?
It would be absurd. Not since you're a kid.
Right.
Who gets into a fight as an adult?
No, very few people.
It's pretty absurd.
Yeah.
What is happening? But you just get pissed. I mean,
right.
But it almost happens. I mean, it seems like this.
So you charge into his dressing room. You say, "Hey, Marilyn Manson."
I didn't go in there I'm going to fight. I just kind of went in what the fuck is your problem?
And what did he think? Did he explain himself?
Not really. He sort of started to, and I just basically, I was pretty calm about it. I was pissed, but calm. I was just like, look, man, I don't fuck with your show. I didn't fucking do anything with your show. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, so what the fuck?
And all of a sudden, when you confront a guy like that,
suddenly... Then he didn't really know. I just think that he just starts saying things. He's not thinking that someone's actually going to be pissed about it.
Right.
And not just shrug it off If it was backstage, I might have just not shrugged it off. But if you're going to go in front of the crowd and say the whole thing, now it just became a real thing you just created.
So after you confront him...
I'm still talking about.
Yes,
obviously.
but after you confront him... I just want to understand how you handled it. After you confront him, then you go out on stage and you start singing "Fuck Marilyn Manson," right?
Well, yeah, because I don't remember what I did. I don't remember.
I'll play it for you.
Don't play it.
Come on, I want to play
live music.
Wait.
No, I can imagine.
All right, you don't want to hear it?
I hate hearing live.
It's so great.
Is it?
Yeah.
But I was just, after I got off stage, it's this is so stupid.
Right.
But
so even after confronting him and he gave you his explanation,
he never really gave me an explanation.
That's when you went on stage.
I was just.
Is that when you went on stage and said "fuck Marilyn Manson" and all that other stuff? Because that's what made my news. That's what made my radar.
So it made it seem like I started the whole thing. Obviously.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't, have any reason to be mad at him for anything.
How do you feel about the two of you doing a boxing match on my show? Would you consent
I feel
to that?
that's a mature way to
Yeah, why not? Let's get it over with.
No, the thing is, the next day nobody cared, but it's it seems like this big deal. And then that was almost the first week of the the tour. Then we did all of the U.S. and all of Europe together.
Who patches things up between you guys when you have a big, tour like that and it's bound to make a lot of money? Who actually intervenes and says, "Oh, come on, guys, let's sit down and work this out business-wise"?
Well, I mean, after it happened that night, his manager and Twiggy and stuff were all in my dressing room, like apologizing, like, "Oh my God, we're so sorry. This is so fucked up."
Right.
I was like, by that point, I was like, "Who cares? Fuck it." So I'd basically just approach like, you know what? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We don't have to talk to each other for the entire tour. It doesn't affect our shows. But, our tour manager used to be their tour manager or I don't remember how it went. And he sort of, I think, was in the middle of it.
You're all artists. You're all trying to make a living.
It's like, it was absurd, but everyone's, sometimes people just push you and you're like, especially, I think it's when you try so hard to make something like fair, like, okay, it's 50-50, that way no one can say shit, and then someone starts something, you're like,
because you couldn't come up with a more fair business arrangement. It's like, hey, you make 50, I'll make 50. Let's shut up and go make some money.
Yeah, I mean that's the only way, because and you don't want it to be some ego thing. So if it's kind of like, you get everything I get, you do your whole thing, I do my whole thing, done.
Would you go out on tour with him again?
Probably, yeah.
Does it give you pause now when you say, hey, when I pick a guy I'm going to go on tour with, I got to really make sure?
No, it never happened before. We've done so many tours. I mean, I've toured endlessly for 25 years and literally never had a problem with it.
Do you still like touring?
Yeah, that's the best part about it. That's the only thing, like when we're talking about CDs and all that and vinyl, but touring is the only thing that hasn't changed. That's exactly the same.
And it feels good to go out on the road and do all that stuff?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this directing thing now is getting very
Does that work with a music career? I think
What, directing?
Yeah.
Why not?
Well, I mean, I think, do they come from different places in you, Rob, or is it the same kind of
pretty different.
creative process?
It's real different. I mean, I used to do this thing that didn't work where I would make a record and tour and do that for a couple of years and then stop and then make a movie and just be in that world for years at a time. And literally when I'd be done making the movie and doing that whole stuff, I'd be like, I don't even remember how to play a show. I don't even remember what I used to do. It would feel so separate because you go from being out front, having to make a spectacle of yourself, to being so far behind the scenes that you don't even talk to people practically.
I read an interview with some director who said you really don't know how to direct a movie until you've directed at least 4 or 5 movies. That I know what it was somebody commenting on the fact that Jon Stewart wants to direct a movie. And the guy was saying it was probably a mistake. I was reading this critique. He goes, it's probably a mistake because it takes 4 or 5 movies before you really know what the hell you're doing. You agree with that?
Do you feel that way?
I feel like, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I feel like you can with each one you learn enough that you can get through the next thing and you can make it better and you learn stuff. But I don't know if you've probably even after 5 movies, if you feel like, oh, I got this.
Right.
It's like with anything. The more you learn, the more, and it sounds so cliche, but the more you learn, the more you feel like, oh God, the more there is to do. But
yeah, I find with me, I gotta jump into something and delve into it completely. I can't just be into one thing and then another thing and then another thing. You got to really sort of immerse yourself in it, right? Well, you started directing stuff when you were doing rock videos, right?
Well, that's why I started with videos, and now what I've been doing in between movies is doing some TV and some TV commercials.
Yeah, what was that commercial you did for like Woolite or something?
I did a Woolite commercial, and I've done some other ones since then.
Now that seems odd.
No, you know what? I've always heard...
Rob Zombie for Woolite.
I've always heard that commercial directing is probably the best training for movie directing. That these are the guys...
a story.
These are guys who actually are on the cutting edge of the technology. Because commercials, they put up a lot of money for them, and you can experiment, right?
Well, what's good about what I like about commercials is it feels like, it'd be like if you did a tour and you played one show a year, and after that show you'd be like, that was a terrible show. You need to do in a lot of shows. You kind of get in the groove, and at least the commercials, you feel like you keep your sort of directing chops up because you're there and you're working. Because sometimes if you haven't done a movie for 2 years, you walk on set and you feel like this is awkward.
Where is this Woolite commercial? I want to see it. Well, I mean, did you do some sort of weird commercial, or was it like
pretty
a straight...
weird. The thing with the commercials, they're not my ideas. They come to you. The ad agency has agonized over it for sometimes a year.
Wow.
And they bring you the boards. But I mean, it's it's all over YouTube for sure. But
I'll check it out.
Yeah, it's pretty. But what I liked about it, they wanted to do something, of course, that was like scary.
Right.
It's a pretty weird Woolite commercial. It looks like a guy's dragging a dead body through a field.
For Woolite?
For Woolite.
Wow, how weird. Was this an internet commercial? They didn't air it.
No, it's still on TV. It was so successful that they're still running it. They've been running it for 2 years. I've seen it so much on television.
Do you get paid every time they run it? Is it one of those? No, you don't. You get paid one-shot deal.
Yeah.
Oh, what a shame.
What a shame.
So a person is dragging somebody...
Dragging like what looks like a body bag through a field, in like this creepy field, and there's a spooky house and stuff. He looks like a serial killer. And then he starts pulling out laundry and torturing the laundry on these torture devices, and it's like, don't torture your clothes, use Woolite. But at the end of the commercial, there's all the nice stuff, like the pretty people wearing their nice clothes.
Yeah.
That was the stuff that was fun to film because it was so easy.
Are you becoming the guy who they go to for horror movies and stuff? I mean, are you only going to be a horror movie director?
No, this movie I just did will be the last one that I do, I think.
You're talking about... The new movie, by the way, is called... Hold on, Lords of Salem.
Yeah, the Lords of Salem.
Which opens nationwide this Friday. Were you... we've discussed this a million times, but were you upset that they put on the Munsters television show and they didn't tap you for that? Because no one is a bigger Munsters fan besides myself. Well, you and me, right?
No, I never even crossed my mind. I figured, like, with TV shows, it's like...
Did you watch the Munsters, the
I
remake?
missed it because I was on tour, and I forgot to watch it.
You never saw it?
I never got to see it.
I thought it was really good.
Yeah,
Like, Robin didn't think it was good.
It, but
I loved it.
I was unsure of it till that night at your house hanging out with Jerry. And
right.
He's so funny.
Right.
I like...
You got it.
I got why they would cast him, because he's so funny.
How big of a Munsters fan are you? If I was to ask you questions about the Munsters, do you think you could answer them?
I don't know.
I want to test you.
I wore this for you today.
Oh, yeah, you got the Herman Munster shirt. I love the Munsters.
But,
let me see how good you are. I'm going to give you a test.
I won't remember any of them.
Let's see.
There was a time where I was...
How many times have you watched the Munsters, the episodes?
I don't know. I mean, I've been watching it over and over since I was a little kid, but I haven't watched it recently.
Let me see how you do. I'm going to really test you now. Let's call this the Munsters game.
Okay.
With my special guest, Rob Zombie.
Right.
All right, here we go. You ready?
I don't know.
Herman drove the Munster coach. What was the name of Grandpa's coffin car?
Well, that's easy. Dragula.
Dragula, of course. I start you off. All right, that's one. You got it right.
That'd be nice. I don't get that one.
All right. Of course, you wrote a song called Dragula.
Yes.
All right.
Softball question.
There were two actresses who played Marilyn. Name them.
There was first Beverly Owen, who quit after 13 episodes because she wanted to be with her boyfriend.
Yes.
That didn't go anywhere. And then Pat Priest replaced her.
Excellent. That is correct.
Which, it's funny as a kid when they would always do that. You wouldn't even notice. You'd go like, why does she look weird now?
Yeah, and it was weird, too, because
like
the original
Garens.
Marilyn was young, and then the one they got second was like an old 44-year-old woman.
I think she was only 30.
30-something. For back then, it was old.
But at least she was blonde. You could always tell the first one. I think she was always wearing a wig because she'd always wear like a...
And Beverly Owen had to leave because her boyfriend lived in New York.
Yeah.
She marries the fucking guy, gives up the Munsters, and guess what? They got a divorce.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
She could be at a convention signing pictures of herself from 40 years ago right now.
What was the name of Grandpa's pet bat?
I assume it was Igor.
Correct. What do you mean you assume it was Igor?
That was the first thing that popped in my head, but I wasn't...
All right. Now, here's a good one. Let me see how good you are.
Okay.
What was the name of the funeral parlor that Herman worked at?
Gateman, Goodman, and Graves, I think.
Oh, my God. Beautiful. Gateman, Woodbury, and Graves.
Yeah.
I am
Look
very
at you.
impressed.
What was the name of Herman's twin brother?
That I don't think I'm going to remember.
Come on, you can pull this out.
His twin brother.
Herman had a twin brother.
Yeah, he was all like... He was always wearing an ascot.
Right.
I can't
Herman's brother wore an ascot?
He was more refined than Herman.
Starts with a C.
I can't think of it right now.
Charlie.
Oh, okay.
How do you not know that?
It's early. But that was the name of the episode, too, he was on. Something with the name Charlie in it.
In the episode entitled...
Monsterologist.
In the end... Listen, this guy's good. Rob comes to my house, and we sit and watch Munsters.
Oh, my God.
On the big screen, though.
On the big screen. I got a big screen.
He built the screening room so we can watch the Munsters.
Yeah, it was so much fun. And it was weird because Jimmy Kimmel was over, and I think Jimmy... I don't know that Jimmy's that into the Munsters.
Jimmy doesn't dig the Munsters.
But he wanted to bond with us, so he sat and watched the Munsters with us. Because we were insane. In the episode entitled Herman the Rookie, what baseball team did Herman try out for?
Oh, good question. I haven't seen that episode in a long time. I don't know, was it the Dodgers?
That is correct.
Yeah.
Look at you.
That was a guess, though.
Don't you remember? Because I forget who was in the episode. But
some episodes. Was Sandy Koufax the episode?
Yeah. What was the name of Eddie's doll?
Oh, that was Woof Woof.
Correct, Woof Woof.
Look at the ear was always coming off.
Wow. My God, you spent a lot of time.
Oh, well, you think Rob had a life? If there wasn't for rock music, he'd still be in his room watching. You ever think about that, like what you'd be doing if it wasn't for rock music? Like
it would. Well, yeah, it would be sad because I remember having that moment. I think you ever have that moment where you're like. You might only be 21, but I had no job. I had got kicked out of college, and I remember sitting in my crappy apartment in New Jersey thinking, well, you did it. You're a loser. With nothing in sight, like, you did it. You're a loser.
What was the college?
Parsons School of Design.
Yeah. You got kicked out?
Well, I would never go. So my grades got so low, they kicked me out.
Did your parents pay for it, or did you pay for it?
Well, no, they paid for it. I since paid them back. But
were they livid? Like, hey, we're paying for this.
I think they were relieved. I mean, they didn't pay beyond what I went. So
yeah, but I'm just saying, I mean, they're paying for it, and then they have this son who, like isn't even going to class, and they're probably like, why the hell are you making us pay for this thing?
Well, I'm sure for many years, I was a horrible disappointment.
What were you thinking not going to class? I mean, why?
I was thinking that I moved from a boring town, and I was in New York City, and it was more fun to go to Danceteria all night long than to get up and go to class.
You went to a place called Danceteria?
Yeah, remember that place?
But you didn't dance.
No, it was just called Danceteria for whatever reason. It was a cheesy name, but... it was 4 or 5 floors, and it was a great place.
And you get laid there?
No.
Did you have the whole beard and the whole look?
No, I don't. I was pretty young. I don't think my beard would have grown then.
In high school, were you happening at all? I mean, were you getting laid, or were you just like kind of a loser?
What are we doing right now?
What do you mean?
You're reading me questions about the Munsters. Oh. Doesn't that answer the other question you just asked me?
Yeah, right, okay. How old were you when you first got a woman?
I don't know, 16 maybe?
16? Oh, so you weren't doing so bad.
Well, when you're 16, it seems horrible. I think it should be like 14.
What was the name of the old ring Eddie found in the attic that carried a terrible curse?
Oh, yeah. That was...
This would be really incredible.
Yeah,
if you got
I think it's... I forget how they would say it. It's almost like Lugosi is like the word, but...
Very good.
But is that the word?
It's an emerald.
Different,
it's the...
I can't remember how they would...
It was the...
Emerald Lugosi?
It was, it was the Fregosi.
Fregosi, yeah.
Emerald. Very good. I'm going to give you that one. That was close.
I think I was never quite sure what Grandpa was saying when he would say it.
Herman, it's the Fregosi Emerald.
Yeah, like...
okay, if you get this, you will be the greatest Munsters trivia expert.
I already got one wrong, so I'm not.
Yeah, but this is a tough one.
Right.
Very few people know this one. What was Herman's wife's name in the pilot? It was not Lily.
Oh, yeah, and it wasn't...
it was not Lily.
It wasn't Yvonne DiCarlo either.
No.
It was... I got to replay that episode in my head because Happy Durman was the Eddie that they didn't use, who was horrible.
That's right. That's right. A lot of the...
And, yeah, what was her name?
I'll give it to you.
No, I'll think of it.
All right, go ahead.
Damn it. Phoebe.
That's correct. Phoebe. Holy
mackerel. Who played her?
Who played her?
I forget. I read this recently, too. It's weird that it wasn't Lily. It wasn't... and they had a hard time. They had a hard time getting Yvonne DiCarlo to do it.
Well, yeah, I suppose there was a lot of attitude because I guess they considered her a movie star.
Yeah.
But, she didn't want to do TV. Meanwhile, it's the best thing ever happened to her.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, one last one, and that's it. Phoebe is awesome. I should probably stop there.
Was it Joan Marshall that played you?
I don't remember. Who provided the primary voice for the Raven and the cuckoo clock that bugs her?
Probably Mel Blanc.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, look at you. Look at that. Impressive, no?
I thought those questions would be harder. That's why I was afraid of.
Who was the band that came on the Munsters, remember?
Standells.
Right. Joe asked that from Mount Pleasant. Okay, Joe, there's your answer. Wow. Yeah, you should have directed the Munsters movie or something.
I still want to see that TV show just to...
Yeah, it was good.
Did it seem like the Munsters, or was it just something...
No, it was something cool, though. It was different. It was all right. So...
Did you say Joan Marshall? You're right.
Yeah, look at this guy. He's on fire. I'm telling you, when I watch the Munsters with him, it's a pure delight. Like he's sitting there mouthing all the words, you know.
There's some great stuff in there too. Some bloopers. There's one scene, I can't remember what episode it was, where Herman's coming down the stairs and he's talking to Lily, and a crew guy wanders by in the background, and they didn't cut it. It's like just some guy in a white T-shirt walks by in the back. It's so funny.
See, that's why you can't recreate that.
Yeah,
maybe not.
The best one. Remember the episode with Zombo?
Zombo is the best episode ever.
Louis Nye.
Right. Yes.
But like at the beginning of that episode when Eddie's sitting on the I guess I did watch the Monsters a lot.
Yeah.
Beginning of the episode when Eddie's sitting on the front porch talking to his friends about Zombo.
Right.
Eddie must have learned everyone's lines because when the other kids are talking, he's mouthing the words to what they're saying through the whole thing.
Don't you remember when we were watching Zombo together?
Maybe that's what we're.
Yeah, right. That's the Zombo is the best one.
That's my favorite one.
Because Eddie thought Zombo was a real guy, and then when he learns he isn't, he's completely destroyed. It's awesome. Anyway, so the new movie, Rob, we could do this all day.
Maybe we should.
Yeah, maybe we should do it all day. People like it. The new movie is called. Well, first of all, I should tell you the new CD is called Venomous Rat Regeneration Vendor, which is some name. You know, I still fantasize. I screwed up so bad when we recorded
Why
together.
do you always say that? You always say that.
You know I did. You can be honest. I couldn't get the voice you wanted me to get. I should have sang it in my regular voice.
Yeah.
You know, and I still feel I need to get back in the studio and record that thing
Are you going to redo?
We need to do an updated version of that.
I need a remake on that.
Because I can see from Twitter you want to get rid of it.
No, I don't.
Oh, then why is everyone always tweeting me?
No.
We got to keep that song.
That song is always going to be the theme song. But we had a theme song contest, so people thought, you want to get rid of Rob saying it. But no, it was just something fun.
I'll ignore all that.
Yeah, no. That
I thought it was out the window.
But the new movie is called The Lords of Salem. Are you nervous about the box office here? You always say no, but I don't believe you. I think you are.
I'm not, because this movie's a little different. Like the last couple movies I did, like the Halloween films, they were coming out on 4,000 screens, big wide release. This is a smaller release. So
what does that mean? I mean, I have
less
to
screens.
I have to search around for it.
Yeah, well, I mean, a little bit more. I mean, it won't be. It'll be. If you want to see it, you can find it, but it's not going to be every single theater you go to.
But you made a statement. You said, hey, my movies are not for everyone, that I know that half the audience will like it and half the audience won't, and I don't care. You don't care. Well, you can't please everyone.
I wouldn't know how to please everyone if I had to.
Right. You don't do market research on these things?
Well, no, because, I mean, we would not with this film, but with the other films, you know, you do the test screening and you listen to it, but you can't. What can you derive from that?
Did you write the script for Lords of Salem?
Yeah.
And what is this script? What is it about? In other words, it's a radio disc jockey, right?
Yeah, it's like it's a show that's sort of like, you know, the bad version of this show.
So was I the inspiration for your movie? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Yes.
Yeah,
well, there's a character that's sort of like if you and Fred were one person.
I see. Wow. We are one person.
But actually inhabiting one body.
So there's a character so there's a disc jockey, and the disc jockey, becomes possessed by witches?
Eventually, yes, because of her lineage back to something that happened in 1697
And your wife plays the disc jockey?
Well, she's one of them. She's sort of the Robin. Who laughs happily at everything that...
Not everything, trust me.
The two-headed Howard and Fred creature says, even when it's not funny.
I see.
Oh, how dare you?
Yeah. No, in the movie.
In the movie,
not
in real life. Yeah, she laughs only at funny things.
Always funny in real life.
That's
it's just not in the movie.
And so your philosophy I like about this movie. You said corporate America wants everyone to like everything all the time, that their expectation is that businesses are like...
When did I say all this important stuff?
You said corporate America wants everyone to like everything. You must like all TV shows. You must like all products because that's how they make the most money. But the things that I've always loved, this is you talking, aren't the things that always make the most money.
Well, of course,
and you're right.
I mean, the stuff that I love, I think there's a few things in life that made a fortune that everybody loves, like the Beatles.
Right.
That everyone goes, okay, it was hugely popular and amazing, but most of the time that's not the case.
But do you think you say that because you're fearful that America will not love your film? You're saying it out of fear rather than confidence.
No, I think I'm just being honest for a change, because you just realize, I think what happens after a while is you just realize, it becomes like, what are you chasing? You know, because I see people do that, like they just seem... not to name anybody, but after a certain age, you see someone, you go like, you're already the #1 box office star in the world. You have $1 billion. Why do you seem so
Miserable.
paranoid. You seem miserable, and you seem so desperate to have everyone love you all the time.
Yes.
Who gives a shit?
Well, if you truly
You know?
feel that way, that's extremely healthy. Because rather than sitting and creating art for the masses, you're sitting and creating art because you love it. And that's probably purest.
I think the big thing that changed my mind on that was when I made the first Halloween movie, there was stuff about it I wasn't happy with. So it always bothered me. And then the movie came out, and it was #1, and it made a fortune and broke the box office records. And it didn't make me happy because I was so hyper obsessed on what was wrong with the film in my mind that I knew at that moment that will never matter to me.
Do you think things were wrong with it because you were trying to make it commercially successful and you were trying to please all of your corporate masters?
I think at that point, I don't remember, but it was just, I felt rushed. I felt there were too many cooks in the kitchen, like, you know how it becomes.
So how much money did it cost to make Lords of Salem?
Oh, this is a cheaper film. This was only like $2.5 million.
$2.5 million bucks.
Smaller.
How can you make a movie for that these days?
Tell me about it.
Yeah, and so you made it for $2.5 million. So if the movie makes $20 million, you're hit a home run, right?
Well, yeah, no, that's the thing. That's what's great about it too, where I don't have to worry because it's gonna make money no matter what.
Right.
That's so. I guess you can stop worrying once that factor comes out.
Are other rock and roll people, particularly in the heavy metal genre, jealous of you because you have something more going on than just music?
I don't think so.
I
no.
do. I do.
I never noticed that.
Why does this guy from Guar give you a hard time?
I don't know.
He does. You know that.
No, I don't know.
He does.
I don't know. I don't know anything about.
He's always.
I haven't thought about Guar in a long time.
Do you know these guys in Guar?
I don't think so. I mean, I remember I met some of them. I remember the first time I saw them was like, like a million years ago when I first heard of them.
Did you like them?
I thought it was a pretty crazy show.
Right.
I haven't seen them in 20 years, but
are they still
I know
around?
I've met somebody in the band. I know there's certain people that I have met that I don't think are in the band anymore, but,
I see.
Something I thought about.
These guys in Guar want to direct a Woolite commercial, and they see you getting all this work.
Well, that's when it happens,
That's right.
It's the things like that.
So what is the next move in terms of being a movie director? I know you put out the new album. That's out now. Then you've got this movie, Lords of Salem. What's the next move in terms of movies if you're not doing horror movies?
Well, the next movie that I'm doing is this movie called The Broad Street Bullies.
This is the hockey movie?
The hockey movie, yeah.
Who knew you do not look like a hockey fanatic.
Well,
What does he look like, Howard?
He looks like a man who's a fan of the homeless. Rob, will you ever change your look? It's a look you have never changed. You always have the beard and mustache. You always have the long dreads.
I don't know, maybe someday.
You would never give it up. And why should you?
Maybe as a director, you should have a different look.
Yeah, maybe an ascot, like Charlie, Herman's brother.
I should.
Yeah.
Does he have a monocle also?
Yeah, he did. He had a monocle.
I believe you're right, yes.
That's right.
I'm in a smoking jacket.
Right. Seriously, is this a look that will always be you?
I don't know.
Do people ever say you've got to change your look? This is, it's just too long like this.
No. I mean, maybe. But I think for what I do with music, it seems like, I don't keep it. It just, your look is your look. It's just you. But after a while,
it fits.
It's just what you do. I think that's the one thing that's great about hard rock, metal, whatever. It's not trendy. The bands are just how they are. You don't expect them to change with the times.
Are you sorry you're so heavily tattooed?
No.
You are not? I got that impression you were. I called you up. I was in Los Angeles. I was looking to get a Bianca tattoo because my dog had died.
Yeah.
And I called you. I figured, well, if anyone knows where to go for a tattoo, it would be you. And I called you, and you were like, "Oh man, I don't even know anymore. I'm not in that world. I haven't
gotten a tattoo in a long time, but
well, you have no room left.
Well, I don't know. For me, for some weird reason, it seemed like each one I got as I got older, it hurt more.
Right.
Until I was like, this is miserable.
But when
I was younger, I didn't seem to care. But why does it seem so miserable?
When you're nude. And you're heavily tattooed. Where is your chest tattooed?
No, it's really just my arms.
Just your arms.
Yeah,
that's it.
A little bit on my chest, not much.
When you're nude, do you ever look at yourself and say, my look would be much better if I wasn't so heavily tattooed?
No, I actually think sometimes I'm so used to having my arms tattooed and having most of the people that are around me tattooed the same way that when people's arms aren't tattooed, it actually looks kind of funny to me.
Right. Because when you're in rock
that
and roll,
that actually looks funny.
It's true. When you're in rock and roll, everyone walking around on stage is heavily tattooed.
Yeah. So when you see someone and their arms are bare, it looks like they have little baby arms.
When you did it, though, it wasn't such a popular trend to get tattooed. I'm sure your family was quite disturbed because they probably thought you were like the tattooed man.
I don't remember. I think at that point, I was probably still a horrible disappointment.
Are you? Are your parents disappointed in you?
No, I don't think so.
Do you ever see them?
Yeah, I see them all the time.
I get the feeling like you don't have any. Even when I started to ask you about high school and about your parents, I feel like you completely clam up.
I do.
Yeah, why?
I clam up wisely on this show about anything that's real.
Well, no, you don't. You just talked about the Munsters. What's more real than that?
Yeah, I'm good with that subject. That I'll let
Your
loose
parents
on.
still live in Jersey?
No, they live in California.
They live in California. And you go
Do
and
you have siblings?
I have one brother who lives in California. He lives in Burbank.
Does he have the long beard and the tattoos and the hair?
No, he has...
He's got a normal job?
No, he's in a band, too. He has, like, kind of like Billy Idol style hair.
Yeah, I remember him. That's right. He wears an ascot, though, when he directs, doesn't he? Yeah.
So I can't do that because it's...
I see. So, the new movie is Lords of Salem.
Yes.
It's got to make some money.
Yes, it has to make some money.
Right, it's a horror
But you
movie.
got to look for it because it's not on every screen.
Right, Robin. How will you find it, Robin?
It's as they say, limited at the moment, and then they'll put on more screens.
Oh, okay.
Rob, any regrets in your career?
I feel like when I was listening to Bradley Cooper in here explaining Silver Linings Playbook,
right.
trying to explain to you that this is a real movie, Howard. It's just on limited screens at this point.
Right. And Rob, are there any regrets in your life? Are you happy with your life? Are you happy with everything you've done?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You're fine.
I have nothing to complain about.
Is being a rock star the greatest career a man can have?
I think it must be, yeah.
It has to be,
awesome.
right? Is it an amazing feeling when you're up on stage and
it's great. I mean, I think it's truthfully more fun now than ever. Because when you're young, it seems like you find, like everything, you complain about everything, everything's a problem, the band can't stand each other, and as every year that goes by, it becomes more fun and great,
Still happy not having children, you and your wife?
Yes, that I'm very happy about.
You don't like kids?
It's fine if there's someone else's kids.
Right.
For a limited amount of time.
Right, you just could not handle it. If your wife said to you tomorrow, I need to have children.
I don't think I can handle it.
You would say, look, that's it. Get the fuck out of the house.
Yeah, kids, it's like after 5 minutes, I'm like, that
That's
was
it.
great, I'm done. That was really good. You ran up and down the hall 3 times, and it was funny, and I'm good.
Because you're a creative guy. You're not bored. You're not looking for something to do, right? You're busy.
I don't know anyone who has kids that's happy about it. Everyone I know who has kids does everything in their power to push them off onto somebody else all day long.
I see a lot of that myself.
I don't know anyone who spends
people.
every waking. I mean, it's funny. I mean, when I was a kid, it seemed like I must have drove my mother up the wall. Like you were always around mom. Now it's like mom's a stranger.
And now look at you. I mean, what good did it do her having kids?
Right, you left her.
Right.
After all that.
What a waste of time. That's what I feel sometimes, though. I think back and go, wow, it must have really been.
Where were you when you
drag.
saw a kid smash his head from the balcony? He jumped off the balcony. Was it at one of your shows?
Well, that happens a lot.
People jump from the balcony?
It seems like it's a little less common, but like back in the 90s, it seemed like people weren't really thinking.
People were committing suicide, or they were just sort of high?
No, they were just. I think there was a moment when I don't know. I the time frame I can't remember, but the sort of like mosh pit, all that stage diving stuff, which was always sort of like a punk rock small club sort of thing.
Yeah. And people start to think they're
invincible. Which is okay, because you're jumping off the stage at CBGB's, which is about 1.5 feet high.
Right.
And what's the worst thing you're going to do is nothing.
Right.
And then suddenly you move it to an arena level, and you're jumping off a stage that's 8 feet high or off the balcony, and, it's brutal.
Yeah. You saw a kid split his head open, right?
Yeah, because they don't realize that. Well, they get on stage sometimes. This doesn't really happen anymore. It seems like this has died down. But, you try to make that jump from the stage over the barricade into the front row. And it's pretty far sometimes.
Yeah.
And they forget that they got to clear the monitors, and they're not really getting a good jump.
Yeah.
So, it gets pretty ugly sometimes.
Yeah. Do you ever warn the kids at the beginning, don't jump, don't make that kind of mistake?
No, because with most things, saying to someone, don't jump, is like saying, please try to jump.
Was it a true story, Rob? I can't tell if you were joking about this or not, but I do want the true answer. That you once claimed to smoke crack with Ozzy Osbourne and Rick James. Were you joking?
Of course I was joking.
What do you mean, of course? Why would you joke about something like that? The story
because I was
that
on VH1, I think, and I thought it would be funny to talk.
But when
there
you
was a
say
picture
something...
of me and Rick James. The guy asked me, there was a picture of me, Rick James, and Ozzy.
Right.
At something. I think we're at the Grammy Museum or some broadcast museum, some party. Clearly, like, at something like that, and the guy asked me about it. So I just thought, the truth was incredibly boring, so I just...
You made it up.
And I thought it was pretty obvious I was joking, but...
You've never done drugs?
Not like that.
Smoke weed?
Not really, no.
Shrooms?
No.
Acid?
Well, what drugs did you do?
Hash, a little hash.
Hash oil?
I don't really like it.
It's not for you, right?
I don't like it.
Do you drink at all?
Not really anymore.
I don't think I've ever seen you drink. Have I?
At your house, yes.
You do? You do drink? You have a little wine or something.
I don't like it I don't really anymore. I would, but I don't like that feeling of not being in control of my brain. It really bothers me.
You ever do Zycam? That's what I'm on right now.
That's what Howard's doing the show on today.
What do you do when you have a cold coming on and you have to go out on tour?
And you're got to go on stage.
What do you do?
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah.
Because this is going to be a horrible show.
And it's going to blow your voice out.
Yeah, and you just want to apologize to the audience in advance.
Right.
It doesn't happen very often, though.
Wow.
I almost never get sick.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, try doing America's Got Talent and then a radio show and you'll get sick, believe me.
You're around too many people.
Doing shows and
today,
making movies.
Do you know why?
You're complaining about radio and America's Got Talent.
Do you know why you don't get sick? I'll tell you why. You don't stress out. You're like, hey, I made a movie.
Eat healthy, though, and I think that does matter. It seems like a wasteful thing sometimes, but it really seems to make a difference.
What does it mean, eat healthy? Everyone has a different definition of that. What are you eating?
Well, I don't eat meat. I stopped eating meat like in high school.
Right. Red meat.
All meat.
All meat.
I don't eat any meat. I don't eat any dairy.
No cheese?
No cheese. No.
No chicken?
Just total vegan diet.
What about fish?
No fish.
No fish?
No fish.
You're a vegan? How come I don't know that? I've fed you many times.
You've had him at your house
what I was eating, though.
I really don't. You know what? I totally...
I go through that little line of food in the kitchen. I go, what am I going to have here?
Oh, why didn't you say you were vegan? Who knew?
Because being a vegan's a pain in the ass for everybody.
It is. It's such a pain in the ass.
I'll never be back to your house.
No kidding. Why did you become a vegan? Was it a moral thing? Like you felt wrong?
Well,
I
at
know
first
you
it
love
was just
animals.
a vegetarian thing.
Yeah.
Which I was.
Right.
And then, because, when I stopped eating all that, then, when you're 18, you're not thinking about health stuff because you feel healthy. But now it's a total health thing.
It is.
Yeah.
Because you love animals.
Yeah, I just feel bad about it, which I guess people think is stupid. But
your wonderful dog died recently.
Yes, that was horrible. Right before I came to your house the other day.
Yeah, Dracula.
Yeah.
What a great name for a dog.
That was a great dog.
Dracula was a good boy.
Yeah, it really sucks, as you know, because it's like when you get a good pet, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you get a pet and they're crazy.
Who's an asshole, right? Yeah.
And you spend. And
you can't wait for them to
every
go.
year goes by, like, is this animal ever gonna not be insane? And the answer is no. And
I was very moved by how upset you were because I got upset when my dog died, Bianca, and
well,
recently
it was almost at the exact same time. It was almost like a month later.
And the two of us were commiserating that we missed our dogs.
Yeah, which unfortunately was when Jimmy was having his party.
Yeah, it was a real bummer. You were a real drag.
You two were all bummed out.
That's right.
Yeah. When the Jimmys were having their party.
Yeah,
yes.
Not only did my dog Bianca
Robin
die,
did quite a bit
but
of singing that night.
My other dog Java
my.
recently died just a couple of weeks ago.
Really? You didn't
Yes.
tell us Java
I
died.
know. I don't even like talking about it.
Oh, dear.
You had another dog?
I had another dog when I was married to,
And
I
never met that dog.
Java. Yeah, you never met Java.
Yeah.
Wonderful dog.
Java lasted a long time.
I would say, Java, come! And Java would come.
How old was Java?
Java was already like, I think, 15 or something like that. Yeah, something crazy.
Yeah.
Well, you had a bulldog and I had a pug, and they're kind of in the same boat. They don't live
they
that
don't
long.
last long.
Although,
I think when people think Rob Zombie, they don't think he cares about dogs or anything. I think they think you're an anarchist and a horrible person, right?
I always find that the people that seem the craziest are always the ones who care about animals the most, and the people that are like, seem like they're so compassionate don't care.
Right.
But I have another dog now that I got.
Godzilla.
I got as a puppy when Dracula was still alive. And the funny thing is, he's grown up now, and it seems like it's Dracula again.
Godzilla has really become a mensch. In other words, Godzilla behaves himself and doesn't really...
sometimes. He's still a puppy. He's still kind of spastic puppy. But, it's like it's turning into the same dog almost. It's kind of weird. So it makes it... Because I feel bad for you because you didn't...
I have 4 cats.
Yeah, you become a cat guy.
I'm going to get I'll get a dog.
Cats
eventually.
are good, though. If you
but
get,
my
if you get
cats
good...
don't do well with dogs. They just, I don't know. They were okay. And now I got 4 of them.
But they were already grown when you got them, right? You didn't get kittens.
No, no.
Yeah, that's
we,
fine.
no.
That's
All
fine.
right.
As you're rescuing them.
Well,
everyone's tuning out. Though.
As long as you're not forcing Godzilla to be Dracula, and you're being fair with him. All right, look.
Let Godzilla be Godzilla.
Yeah, well,
right. Let Godzilla be his own person.
I'll take that message home with me.
That's right. Well, look. How is your beautiful wife?
She's good. She's the
star of the movie.
She did not come with me because she's like, I didn't want to get up early.
Is that right? Is she that jaded that she doesn't want to be on a radio show because she doesn't want to get up early? I don't
think it's jaded. I think it's just,
I always love looking at her.
Nobody wants to get up early. I guess.
That's a good-looking woman.
Yes, I got lucky there. I'm good.
Sure did. How long have you been with her now?
Well,
let's
see. Well,
let's count
over
it
20
up.
years.
20 years.
Yeah.
Been totally faithful.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Look at you. No desires to. Boy, you seem like a guy who's got everything under control. The eating, the everything.
Eating, the pets,
the women,
the attitude.
You never got tempted on the road?
I don't like being around people that much, and the way I always look at it is like if you found one person
that you can tolerate,
that's great. Because most of the time,
Do you ever get sick of her? Do you ever get mad at her?
Well, everybody argues about stuff sometimes.
You argue with your wife?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Not that much.
I wonder what you're
really
arguing
not that
about.
much.
Yeah. What could you be arguing about?
I don't know. It's always something ridiculous.
Right.
It's always something that ends with me going, I don't understand what we're arguing about.
Right.
What is this again?
Hey, Brandon, you're on the air in Fredericksburg, Virginia. We're here with Rob Zombie.
What's happening?
Hey, bro.
I love Rob. I love White Zombie. I've seen him 3 times, but man, Rob is just sniffing and snarling. Or
Yeah, what are you sniffing? You got a cold or something? You're sniffing a lot today. I noticed.
I don't think
that.
that's me.
No, that's you. You go like this every couple of minutes.
Yeah.
What's going on, Rob?
I don't know. I guess I feel like I got to blow my nose or something.
You want a tissue? Don't blow your nose here. I don't want Rob blowing his nose, so you just have to put up with it.
I feel a little out of it, though.
You're a little out of it today? Who isn't? And the Lords of Salem book is in stores now. There's a book?
There's a book.
You wrote it?
Yes, it's a novelization of the film. Except it's actually the film we didn't make.
Oh, it's different from the film.
Well, it was based on the movie I thought I was going to make till I realized how much money I had to make the movie.
Right. Who gives you the money? Who gives you the $2.5 million?
It was I can't think of the name of the company.
Oh my goodness! You're such a great promoter.
Who cares? Nobody goes to the movies because of who gave me the money.
I'm just curious how you put that together.
But you'd think that you're thinking of the next guy, and he wants you to know who he is.
Yeah, maybe I
remember his name.
I want someone to give me $2.5 million. I want to be able to remember
and I can
his name.
forget them. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Seems like a long time ago.
Well,
Do you are you a fan of Walking Dead and some of this new stuff that's on TV, Rob?
I watched Veep.
Veep? I'm watching that.
It's good.
Yeah, that's
very
funny.
funny.
Yeah. You watch Veep?
Yeah.
You don't watch Walking Dead?
I had never seen it until about a week ago.
It's fantastic.
You're kidding.
No. See, I never watch anything like that. But Veep, yeah.
But Walking Dead you didn't like?
No, it was good.
Yeah, not crazy about it.
Not really.
You don't watch Dexter? You
Game of Thrones?
Never seen Game of
Dexter.
Thrones.
The fuck are you doing with your life?
Not watching a lot of TV, I guess.
I mean, of all the shows to watch, Veep. I mean,
hysterical, though.
Yeah, no, I
it
think
is
it's funny.
hysterical, yeah.
I watched that. All those.
Oh, yeah, you like
those
that?
Are good.
Yeah, you watch those on Netflix?
Yeah, blazed through those.
And Munsters. And that's it.
Munsters. I finally watched Breaking Bad.
How great was that?
I've decided I'm not. Oh, Girls.
Girls is great.
But I don't watch shows until they win Golden Globes.
Right. Well, good.
Yeah,
Wait.
so
let America decide. Do you watch Mad Men?
Let Walking Dead
I've never
win
seen
some
Mad Men.
award.
I've never seen it either. I'm thinking of maybe
I'm sure
watching
it's great,
that. Yeah.
but I'm just catching up on MASH as we speak.
MASH. Oh, you're way into it. All right, listen. Who knows what Rob's up to?
What happens to Radar? Does Radar go home?
I don't want to tell you. I don't want to ruin
Robin, don't spoil it for me.
Yeah.
I know how you like to give away the ending.
I know, I'm a spoiler.
Radar gets blown up. All right. Well, anyway, Rob Zombie, everybody. He told you about what happened with Marilyn Manson. He told you about his new album. He told you about his new movie. Told you about the Munsters.
Answered all the Munsters questions.
Only got like one wrong. Pretty one or two. That's not bad. Those are tough.
I should have quizzed you. See what you know.
I am not good with the trivia.
No?
No.
I bet you are. You just don't remember.
I mean, I love the Munsters, but I wouldn't know names and stuff. You're real good at it. All right.
Well,
Anyway.
who played Herman's boss at the parlor?
Oh, right.
You know.
I know. Wait, I know his name. He was also on Leave It to Beaver, that guy. Wasn't he?
He was on everything.
What was that guy's name? He's bald, right?
No, he had some hair. He was,
oh,
who
yeah,
am I
now
thinking
I
of?
remember.
he had
With the
very,
glasses?
very famous sons.
He does?
Yeah.
Who is it?
John Carradine.
Oh, right. Oh, right, John Carradine.
John
I was thinking of somebody else. I was thinking of
I
somebody
was
else.
thinking of somebody else, too.
Howard, were you thinking of the guy that played Mel Cooley?
Yeah, Mel Cooley.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy. Well, who played the doctor, Herman's doctor, who
Right.
couldn't see real well?
Well, it was Dom DeLuise, right?
It was, wasn't it Paul Lynde?
But I think they changed. One time he went, it was Dom
Paul Lynde.
DeLuise. I think, well, maybe it was when he...
Oh, maybe it was Dom DeLuise.
When he got into the accident and his face turned normal.
Right.
Wasn't it Dom DeLuise?
No, I think that was
that
Paul Lynde.
Dr. Dudley, is that what it was?
Yeah, because then he can see, he puts his glasses on, he sees Herman all normal, and then he takes his glasses off, and he thought Herman came in with a pet animal because Herman's arm was all hairy. he didn't know. All right, look, we got to take a break. Rob, thank you for coming in
Thank
today.
you for having me.
When are you going to grow up, Rob?
I don't know. When I come in here and don't talk about the monsters, I guess.
All right, we'll be back right after these words. Thanks, Rob.
Thank you.
All right.
So, Rob, at a certain point during the interview, you guys talked about commercialism in America and how everyone wants everyone to love everything.
Yeah.
Howard's been a total counterculture guy from the way he approaches his show and interviews and everything like that. Why do you think he's been able to be commercially successful as well?
Well, I think that the thing that people forget is there's a lot of fucking people in the world. So even if half of them hate you, you can still be huge. So that's the thing. That's kind of what I mean when I say being non-commercial doesn't mean you have to be doing something that appeals to nobody. But so, Howard can be as outrageous and crazy his whole career as he's been and is groundbreaking and have, he always would have a lot of people that would hate him, but just as many people love him. And because of that, you can still be huge.
Right.
I think what I really meant was, see, there's that sort of quest where like they feel like everyone must love it. In order for that, you get stuff that's so bland because you're trying to get little kids to like it and grandparents to like it. And at the end of the day, you've had that feeling. I'm sure you see a TV show, watch a movie, going, who is it that in their attempt to make everyone love this? No one loves it because it's so bland. It has no point of view. So I guess that's kind of what I meant. Oh, I don't remember even saying anything. I think Howard said it, but.
You've done, thousands of interviews over your career. What separates Howard from the rest of them?
Well, it's always different. I mean, for me, it's really different because at this point now, because I've known him for a long time, and you're friends, so I'm always very guarded in interviews. I don't really want to talk about anything that isn't just specific, work-related type questions. But with Howard, it sort of veers off that, so it's sort of comfortably guarded. So you tell him stuff you would never talk about in a million years, but at the same time, obviously people get very open. I get half open.
A couple of funny things about vacation. I came back in this morning, and the first one I saw was Fa Fa Fooey, Baba Boohai. Some people know him as Baba Booey, some Fa Fa Fooey, Sa Sa Suhai. There's so many different names. And Fa Fa Fohai has grown a beard.
He has facial hair.
Yeah, he has a goatee.
What's he up to?
It's fully gray.
Oh, it's terrible.
And it's really disturbing. I want him to shave it off.
It looks like his face is dirty.
Yeah. Shave that off.
What do you mean to shave it off?
I don't like it.
I know, but you
looks dirty.
You're not good with any kind of change. Like in a week,
right.
If I kept it for 2 weeks, you go, "Why'd you shave that off?"
Yeah.
Like as soon as you see change, you immediately hate it.
Did you ever say that? Because he used to wear a full mustache. Remember the stash?
I hated the stash.
I
I
didn't
look
like
at
it
it now and I go, "What the fuck was I thinking?"
But that is a full stash.
Well,
where
it's different. Listen, I'm not even.
It's a Van Dyke thing.
I'm not
going
even
on.
committed to this. I got to be honest with you.
Yeah. Well, he used to be boy Gary. Now he's like old man Gary.
Man Gary.
I mean, it ages you.
Yeah, me and David Wright are growing a beard until the Mets go 500.
Color.
I don't want to say you look Arabic, but I don't think they're ever going to let you on a plane again.
That's right.
That's
You might
right.
as well wrap your head.
They're gonna get a hold of you at the airport and confiscate everything in your bags.
The Mets should have said they're not going to shave until the Yankees sweep the Red Sox.
Well, they can shave now.
I just wanted everybody to see what Ronnie would look like if he didn't dye it.
But you don't dye your hair.
No, I don't.
And your
I don't dye
beard
anything.
is completely gray.
Yeah, like my hair is still dark, but my beard is gray.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Sometimes when I don't shave for a couple of days, it starts to you see the gray, and I go, I got to shave. I don't want people seeing that.
Yeah.
My beard's insanely gray. It's like mostly gray.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm not.
See that.
I don't. When I go about a week, it's done.
I can see it right now.
Yeah, I look like Santa Claus.
By the way, also over vacation, Artie must have lost another 100 pounds. He's, I would say you're about 60, 70 pounds down easily.
Are you down to you think you're 220?
No, I don't think I'm 220. I'm probably in a 230 something.
No, you're way less than that.
I just look at because,
You're not buying different clothes. You're wearing the big clothes still, huh?
No. I had to go to the Gap and buy T-shirts, which is weird for me because I don't buy any clothes. But before I was just like,
am I hallucinating? But is the hair in your arms coming back?
I'm telling you what, man, it was all that Subutex shit. Anyone out there taking it? I stopped taking Subutex, and the hair started growing back on my arms.
Well, it's also your weight was so heavy.
Yeah, but what does that have to do with hair, though?
He didn't wear anything to rub the hair off.
I think sometimes when you get that heavy, hormonally, things change in your body.
You mean the hair couldn't even grow?
Yeah, I'm saying...
Well, it's all going to fat.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. That was freaky, man. If you Google that Subutex shit, there's like 4 million side effects.
Is one of them hair loss?
It could be, yeah.
No.
And one of the things, like I was on typical me.
You're lucky you didn't lose the hair on your head.
I actually kept all of that basically, but the guy told me, typical me, like do everything to extreme. The doctor said, "Look, this shit it takes away withdrawal, so it's strong.
Right.
You can only be on this for like a month. I was on it for 4 years,
right,
on and off. So
I bet you weigh. I'm going to say you lost about
at least 50.
More.
All told, you look good. What?
No, I'm saying that was very a surprised thing in your face.
Oh,
like,
stop.
You look good.
You look human.
Listen, I feel way better.
When's the last time you weighed yourself?
Probably about 2 weeks ago.
What did you weigh then?
I weighed 240.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so, but because I was up to 295. I mean, I lost, so that's 50 pounds.
Yeah.
That's a major loss.
No, you look good. Good for you.
Thank you. I still,
it's about fucking time.
When I was...
Yeah, put yourself together, man.
Do you know what I weighed during beer league, though?
I do know.
200 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I still want to lose another 40 pounds, but...
all right.
I might have lost...
What are you doing? Are you playing a lot of sports?
You know what I can't stop doing? I'm telling you something. I bought those fucking jet skis. Holy shit, is that fun?
Yeah, it is.
But is that exercise?
Dude, it's a workout, man, because you're out there on that thing.
You have to hold yourself on that.
You got to hold yourself on it, and you go over. If a boat comes by and there's wakes, you're jumping the wakes, and you got to physically...
That's exercise? A jet ski? I can see the jet skis getting exercise.
It's rough to hang on to that thing. You use a lot of strength. I can see that, and he's out on the water. You can't get food.
I mean,
that's true. That's what I think. You're busy jet skiing around. You're
Actually,
not eating.
there is a Burger King drive-through. but the other thing is getting the fucking jet ski out. You got to untie it, and then I guess Robin doesn't do this. She has a captain all the time. But I don't have a captain all the time. You got to fucking lift the thing.
I see.
Get it out.
You're
and then
busy. You're physical. physical.
This is compared to doing nothing before.
Right. So now you're running around and
I'm running around. I'm doing more than someone pushing me on stage and doing stand up and someone driving me here and sitting.
Right.
So just from living life, I'm losing weight.
Good. All right. So there's Artie. His secret is the jet skiing.
Yes, that's the secret
first
to
I've heard
diet.
of that. I've never heard that before.
The jet ski diet.
You go out on a jet ski for half an hour, you come back, you're sore as a motherfucker. It's like a.
Jeez.
But I also play basketball like 3 times a week.
Oh, well, that I get.
That probably is doing something.
I'm in our 3-on-3 league. We're 5-2, and I'm averaging 6 points a game.
If you want to get a great workout, you know what I do? I enter the limo and then I leave the limo. And you should see. You have to duck down to get out, and then you have to switch.
It improves your flexibility.
It improves your core. Now that I realize jet skiing is an exercise, I realize what I'm doing.
Well, if I want to lose
into and out of the limo.
That's right. Listen, think about it. You have to duck down. You got to get up. There's no food around. Don't ask.
Here's the thing. If I want to lose the last 30 pounds I want to lose, then I'm gonna have to go to the gym and do all that shit.
Yeah, no, you got to tighten up.
Then I got to jog.
Sometimes the limo doesn't pull right to the curb. You have to step up.
There's my buddy Ross Zapin.
There it is.
Oh, this is their usual daily meeting.
Yes.
Hey, Ross, what do you think of Gary's beard?
I think he needs to trim it a little bit.
Trim it?
Looks like Gabby Hayes.
Yeah, I'm panning for gold.
Gabby Bowie. Hey, Ross, you see Springsteen in Page 6? He's pretty buff, man.
Great.
You'd fuck him, right?
He just got back from seeing him in Italy.
If Gary, that beard looks horrible. I'm going to be the one to tell you. It looks terrible. I'm not saying it to be funny.
Like I said, I'm not committed to it, and
It's all gray. I mean, you look like Santa Claus.
It's funny. You were the guy, like when Scott the engineer.
You look like Beaver Claus.
When Scott the engineer got a toupee, you were the guy that told him it was horrible, and then 6 months later, when he took it off, you're like, "How come you took it off?"
Well, he just looks horrible.
Yeah, but you can't trim the sides. I'm working on it.
What are you saying, Ross? What should he do?
Just trim the sides.
What?
You should trim the sides a little more. It's too thick. It's too wide.
You want to know something? I never used to listen to you, Ross, but he gave me fashion advice. He told me to get these jeans. What kind of jeans am I wearing?
AG.
AG. I'm wearing them now. I look handsome as hell.
G-A-Y.
They make my ass look really beautiful. Look at this, man.
Let me see.
Look at these
They
jeans.
make your ass look beautiful?
Look at it. Oh, I feel so. It's like your
You're
new
showing
bra.
Artie his ass.
Look at my ass.
You look the same as you're doing everything else.
You're showing Artie your ass, and
Artie.
you're wearing a pink shirt.
Artie, look at my cock.
What are you trying to tell us?
I'll admit his cock looks better in those jeans.
His cock rides well in there.
AG jeans.
Your
jeans were fine before.
Go check out the store. Upper West Side of Manhattan. AG jeans.
Okay.
Hey, Ross, how was Springsteen in Italy?
It was amazing.
How many times?
Was he better in Italy than in New Jersey?
Yeah, I mean, seeing the wild thing is watching the crowd that doesn't speak English before the show, and then when he starts singing, everybody knows English. And
That was good for you?
the intensity is amazing. Apparently the bigger crowds. How many people? It was a 75,000 stadium, but they only put 50,000 in.
So it made you happy when Bruce was singing in English and the Italians knew all the words, and you were quelling for your Bruce.
Yes, and my wife finally gets it now, so I can go on tour the rest of the year, and she won't mind.
Now, did you bring a sign?
Yes, I did.
What was your sign? What did it
New
say?
York City Serenade sign.
He's never done it.
Has he ever
He's
played?
gonna do it.
Did he ever play New York City Serenade?
Yes, he has.
And you hold that up in the hopes that he will play it again?
Yes, and I made sure Melissa was on my shoulder, so I know he saw it, but he didn't play it.
She take off her top?
It was this close for me to tell her. I was on the fence.
New York City Serenade, alla buona terrana.
Artie, for such a Springsteen fan, you give me so much crap.
Oh, come on, Ross. We're on the air. I'm busting your chops. But I'm just saying, like, in Italy, first of all, I've seen Springsteen 50 times. I've never seen him do New York City Serenade.
What number was that for you, Ross? How many times?
It's north of 110.
110 times.
Do you have all of this documented?
Oh, my God. I can tell you that. Ross, there's a funny ritual when you go with Ross. So we know some of the guys that work there. So sometimes they give us a set list, which Ross immediately folds up and put in his pocket. He will not look at the set list. And if you fucking talk about the set list, he puts his fingers in his ears or yells at you. But when the show's over, he takes the set list and the ticket stub and he sort of files them away.
Do you have him in a special gay book?
Yes, it's my gay book. But I actually was just online and I found, because when I started going to shows, I knew nobody. There's actually an all-access pass they're selling for my first Springsteen show, and I'm actually going to go buy it online.
Wow.
Crazy.
Where do you put all these ticket stubs and set lists? Where do they reside?
I just keep things in it.
You have a box?
Yes.
Yeah.
The secret box.
Yeah, like a box. That's what they call a woman's vagina, a box. I get it. Hey, if your beard was all gray like Gary's, would you grow a beard? Because doesn't that date you?
First of all, I have to be honest with you. When I didn't know that this is what was going to happen.
Yeah, but Gary, it's happened.
Well, you
so.
saw it. Now you keep it.
But you seem to like it. Does
Gray on the side.
your wife like this?
She does.
She likes a big gray beard.
She does.
Is she a fan of Santa Claus?
It's not that bad.
Does she like Ken Kesey?
Fucking crazy.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide who Gary looks like. He looks like somebody with that Van Dyke.
He looks like Gary. That's an old man.
Looks like a Vince Scott the engineer.
What do you think the
Sal
beard...
was dancing with the Gary mask on during that, and he has now a big gray beard attached to the mask.
Yes.
It was great.
What do you think the beard does for the lips? Does it minimize them?
No, it makes them look bigger. It does. I swear to God. Like, his lips weren't looking that big to me, and now they look huge. Right, Ross?
Let me see. No.
Oh, you're standing right there. You say it.
Being honest.
No, honestly, Gary, makes your lips and teeth look bigger.
Like I said,
It's like, listen, if I drew a big circle around those lips and teeth, it would make them look bigger.
If you had a big zit, you wouldn't put a circle around
Right. It's like a big gray and black circle around his lips and teeth. Why would you accentuate
It's like if you can't throw a ball, throwing out a first pitch at a Met game.
Yeah. His whole life makes no sense.
Ronnie, what do you think of Gary's goatee?
Hey, what's wrong with it? There's nothing wrong with it. He'll join the club like me. The JFM club. He has to get the right color, though, I don't know if his hair is black or it's dark brown or what. He's got to experiment a little bit.
You don't think he should leave it gray?
No, you don't leave it gray. Nah, his is like, if I let mine go again, it would be like mine. His is white. It's not gray. It's white. You can see it's growing in white, not gray.
If he wants to leave it, he should probably not dye it like Ronnie's stupid dye job.
Fuck you, motherfucker.
That looks like the devil when you dye it really dark like him.
It's not dark, you stupid fuck. What? It's not dark. I got gray in mine. I left gray. I leave gray in mine. I don't look like Sal. I'm not like I don't make mine like the magician dude.
So yeah, you gotta leave, he should dye it a little darker, but not totally dark.
Do you think it'll be?
A little gray.
Do you think it'll be a good look for him?
No.
I don't think Gary has a goatee. I think Gary just shaved the rest of the fur around his face, and he forgot some around his lips. That's what I think.
Do you think he should dye it?
I think he should just die. No, I wouldn't wish death on Gary. I just think, I don't know. It kind of looks like. When you go to the zoo and you see all the monkeys and stuff, and this might be a bad example, but like you never can tell who the old one is unless you see like silver fur. Yeah. Like Gary's silver fur around his chin gives him away as the Papa Chimp, as the Grandpa Chimp. So I think he should just get rid of it. He shouldn't dye it. He shouldn't keep it there. It's just like, I don't know. It doesn't matter what you do. He's just a mess from top to bottom. There's nothing that can enhance Gary, make him look better.
Do you think he should dye it?
He should try it. One of my favorite all-time beards is Billy Mays. May rest in peace. But he had the most amazing dye job on his beard that I ever saw, and I really admire that. And I think Gary should maybe carry on the torch that Billy Mays started, which is, and Ronnie is dyeing your beard.
Well, as a guy that can grow a gorgeous goatee, as you can see, I don't know, it's a little rough.
Is it the gray?
The gray doesn't help, and like Howard said, it's kind of spread out. It's almost like osmosis. Looks like his lips went moldy, and then it started, creeping up his face. So I would say either go with a full beard and just try and mask the entire face, or just keep it a little more like a strip, So he's got some work to do.
Honestly, I love Gary, but that goatee is scaring me. It is, first of all, it's 2 different colors, which freaks me out. It's white on the bottom, it's darker on top, so it looks like he has a mustache and like stuff growing down here. Mustaches are creepy, but he looks old. It makes him look old. I mean, I don't know. I turn around, I see this old dude with a white beard next to me. I'm like, not that Gary ever looked that young to me, but he went from being like a dad to being a granddad.
I think it's interesting. I don't know if I like it. This is a great goatee, isn't it? So I've had it for so long, so you're so used to it. That's all anyone around here knows me with. So it might just take a little bit of getting used to, but I predict it will be gone within a week or 2. It just, I don't know. It's a little weird. Sometimes it makes you look younger. In this case, it definitely makes him look older. I don't think that's what he's going for.
I don't think it looks bad. I don't think it looks good. I don't think it looks particularly bad. I think he's got to work on sort of a blend going from the dark to light. I think he's got to be consistent in the color, but something tells me by the end of the week it's going to be gone. Just a gut.
Howard's giving you a lot of shit for this new goatee. He thinks that it draws too much attention to your lips and that you should shave it. Are you going to shave it?
I don't know. Again, I'm not going to shave it because he told me to shave it off. I came in. I almost shaved it this morning before I came in. Like I said, I'm not fully committed to it. So I have to decide. I have to probably clean it up a little bit more and then decide what I want to do. I don't care that it's got gray and it doesn't bother me.
So you wouldn't take the Ronnie approach and put a little color in?
No. It's going to look like, you have to match your hair and your eyebrows or you look retarded. And I don't really have that kind of time.
Now, do you think this makes you look older? Are you going for like an older look?
Not necessarily.
Or younger?
I don't know. Like I said, I'm not fully committed to it. I'm not even sure that I like it myself, but, you get bored, you try shit out.